Yeah.
But the grass was wet.
Right. We had gotten rain earlier.
Yeah.
Or they had down there.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it was muddy. It was more of like a hard track with wet surface, and that's what made it even like it was like the kids were on skates, all the kids, both teams,
Yes, absolutely. Well, it was very exciting, though, and I just hope that he was thrilled to death. I know, it's amazing when you have a guy like Zach Rice and everything he's gone through and his accomplishments, and he's still a really humble person.
Yeah, he's very quiet, very humble, and
he's pleased. He's pleased that he's been successful.
Absolutely, like he
but
enjoys
he's not cocky about it.
He enjoys it, but he's one of the least cocky kids I know.
And week number 9.
Alan Hudson. Alan Hudson is escorted by Mom Estella Hudson and stepdad Antoine Bowen and Grandma Konchka.
9 of the Spartans campaign this year in 2022. This is the Chris Breck State Farm Insurance Coaches Show. Matt Jarvie here with me, of course, as always, Coach Rocco Dobrin. Coach, slipping by real quick, isn't it?
It sure is. Great to be here, and it's going quick.
It's been a great season so far. I mean, you've overcome an awful lot. To come out with put together a great team, you and your coaching staff, all the adversity you've gone through, with the various number of things, and done very well. And last week seemed like it was a very exciting culmination of celebrating Zach Rice, his breaking of the all-time Spartan rushing record. And tell us a little bit about that. I mean, the weather could have cooperated a little bit better, but
absolutely,
maybe it was fitting the way that happened. I mean, first play from the line of scrimmage, needed 7 yards. He goes 80 yards. I don't know if anyone got a hand on him either.
No, and it was.
And he got 7 points though. Well, after the kick.
That's right. So and that's how it's nice how things are meant to be or things work out. And he was approaching that record, and since we had never made that big a deal about records in the past, it really snuck up, and he, I don't even think, I know that he didn't know it was coming. So, we let his family know ahead of time because we got the last game, and I didn't realize he has as many yards as he did last game. And so I'm like, heck, he only needs 7 yards, and PV was very cooperative about, mentioning it once he did it. So yeah, like you said, we're tossing him the ball the first play, and we're hoping he gets 7, and if and see what happens after that, and then he goes 80 yards for a touchdown. So it's he'll always have that memory of not just, hey, I broke the record, but the run I broke the record on was an 80-yard touchdown run. Is always going to be a special memory for him and his family.
Oh, and for all of us too,
yeah,
really.
So and it was pretty special, and like you said, we didn't expect it to be a downpour of rain for 4 straight quarters.
Yeah.
Made the game a little more interesting. But at the same time, those are the memorable games. Those are the fun ones. The stuff that you talk about, like you said. Not only did he break the record, but he broke the record in the pouring rain, and we played that game in the pouring rain, and then the ball was slipping out of everyone's hands and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So.
That might have been the only point in the game where the field still had some pretty good traction on it.
Right. Well, it's because it was like the ground was like semi-hard.
Yeah.
But the grass was wet.
Right. We had gotten rain earlier.
Yeah.
Or they had down there.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it was muddy. It was more of like a hard track with wet surface, and that's what made it even like it was like the kids were on skates, all the kids, both teams.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it was very exciting though, and I just hope that he was thrilled to death. I know it's amazing when you have a guy like Zach Rice and everything he's gone through and his accomplishments, and he's still a really humble person.
Yeah, he's very quiet, very humble, and
he's pleased. He's pleased that he's been successful.
Absolutely, like he
but
enjoys
he's not cocky about it.
He enjoys it, but he's one of the least cocky kids I know. Just quiet and keeps to himself. You'll see him giggling and stuff with his friends, but that's about it. You don't get a whole lot out of him. So that's just his personality. And but with that, it's nice to see a kid that's doing so well, and they're not cocky. You know what I mean? You don't have that attitude. It's a good thing, and I think sometimes it works out that way for the best.
Yeah, that's why we always want to remind everyone, to come on out to Joslyn Field whenever they're home, to get a glimpse and be one of the guys that saw him, or in the past when we had a lot of people following the team home and away to see Mike Williams. We're going to look back one time and later in our lives and say, I remember seeing Mike Williams run the ball.
Absolutely.
Or I remember seeing Zach
Rice.
Rice.
Both those guys, yeah.
Or Fedor, you've had a lot of good runners, a lot of good people, a lot of talent across the board. You could say that too, but those guys always seem to get that spotlight.
Absolutely.
But then looking, that was a pretty tough game. I think. Did you feel fortunate to get out of there with the victory that you did? I mean, it was lopsided score wise, but that was it Croston or what was
Croston?
Croston. What a heck of a player he is.
Yeah. Croston and Vickery were both, those guys were hard to take down. They had a good game plan as far as taking the clock. They'd run a play, wait the whole 40 seconds, run another play, wait the whole 40 seconds, and just, kind of eat, small, first down, but they took the clock, and that was the way to play a team like us. We were a more explosive team. So luckily, though, we got the stops when we needed, when, the red zone stops, the end of the half stops. And then when we had the ball, we scored. And, we only had the ball 3 times in the first half. We only had the ball once in the first quarter. It was an 80-yard run. I think we only had 2 plays.
Right.
Our second play was the last play of the first quarter. So so they did a good job of keeping the ball. And, that was very smart of them. So, and then in the second half, it was kind of, we scored 1 touchdown. And which went up that 3rd touchdown. And then our next series, we kept the ball and waited. We started chewing the clock because it was 28-6. But at that point, we were still this is a comfortable win. Right. We better take the clock because one slip up, one onside kick, whatever, they're right back in the game with the rainy ball. And we had already fumbled a couple times at that point, so.
Right, and we were lucky that we were able to hold them as well as we did. You probably knew you weren't going to shut them down completely, but to limit them, and you were probably worried at any time either one of these guys can break loose for a long touchdown.
Absolutely, and that's where I was very proud of our kids because those kids, at the end of the day, as hard as they ran, I don't think they had to carry more than 12 yards, maybe 15 yards. So I was proud of our guys for, hey, they might have got a lot of 6-yard runs, a lot of 5-yard runs, but we had a lot of gang tackling going on. I'll say it that way. A lot of kids to the ball. It was hard keeping stats with tackles because there's several tackles where there's 5 kids on the ball and driving the pile. So.
Yeah, and it's a young team they had down there too. So it looks like in the future with Vickery and that young team, when they put it together, they'll lose number 15, their quarterback, which would be a substantial loss.
No, he's only a sophomore.
Was he?
Yeah.
Him
and the running back were both sophomores.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was older than that. He looks older. Plays older.
He does. Yeah, they'll have a good future with that group.
I'll be darned.
They only have 4 upperclassmen, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I knew there wasn't many on there. And they I believe that's going back to where that was part of the NAC in the old days, I think. Wasn't that our southern rival? Time ago?
That would have been before my time.
Before you and me both, yeah.
Yeah. But.
Yeah, either way though, great win. Just a fantastic game, and even in the weather and so forth, I bet the guys were glad to get on the bus and wondering where the heat is and all that stuff.
Right.
So well done with that, Coach. Moving along now to Brooklyn. So it's quite a drive. This might be the farthest we've gone, at least maybe us. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Columbiana might have been farther, but
possibly.
And the nice thing is, it depends on traffic. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
At least we're on the highway the whole time.
Right.
Just hopefully we don't get in too much traffic in the Cleveland area.
That's true.
So, but yeah, as far as the trip, it's probably an hour and 15, hour and 20, maybe a little longer on a bus, but at least it's on the highway and right off the highway, so that's not a bad deal. And you get in the back roads, and all of a sudden you got 20 minutes to your trip. So
yeah, we're talking about Brooklyn High School, which is south of Hopkins Airport on the other side of Cleveland. So we're probably going to go 271 down to 480 across. I don't know. That's probably what we're looking at doing, how to get there. But student body wise, they're bigger than us, but are they comparable as far as when we look at boys, matching them up as far as size of the school?
Yeah. They, as far as football team wise goes, I know they're low numbers. I think they're under 30.
Okay.
So but again, it's another one of them teams that on film we don't know their competition that well. We don't play any of the same teams that they played. But they definitely look athletic. They definitely can run. Their quarterback can run. He scrambles around. He got a great arm, so he tries to make things happen. He tries to run around, get his receiver some time to just kind of hey, if their initial route ain't open, they're going to break it off into something else, and they're going to throw it up to him. So it's going to be a kind of a cat and mouse game, chase that kid around, defensively, and then offensively, we got to make sure we can control the ball like we have.
Yeah.
And just kind of exploit some things, but it'll be hard to get big plays against them because they definitely run well and they run to the ball. So we just got to catch them off guard a couple times. That's the hope, and just be patient with our drives. 6 yards is okay, 5 yards is okay, 10 yards is okay. We don't need to score in 2 plays or 3 plays and get the long runs. Just got to be able to go 10 plays and not make a mistake, and that's going to be the key to the game.
Yeah, control the line, control the clock, and all that stuff.
Right.
Take care of the ball, all the good stuff. And the guys been doing a good job of that lately. We had some problems, but not bad.
No, not bad until this last game. And even that, both teams were fumbling the ball. It's just a sloppy mess.
Oh, it was.
So Max got them little hands. It was hard to grip the ball in the rain.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I try to throw on first down just because I knew that was the driest they were going to get the ball, and it still didn't matter.
Somebody put some grease on the pig. That was sure.
That's right.
And Max, I don't know what size hands he has, but he had to hold on to the ball. He had to hold on with both hands. I knew that.
Yeah.
In baseball, they rub the balls down before they get out there, but I thought they did it with footballs too, don't they? Because it comes with that glossy kind of a shine coating to it. Or?
I don't know. They try to keep them dry with the towel, but it didn't work too well.
Okay. Well, either way. Looking forward to that, though. It's another interesting game. Really far away, so we're looking at a new territory we haven't been in before. So looking forward to that. Looks good.
Yeah, we play on turf, I think, for the first time. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's just a different feel. It should be a nice atmosphere.
Looks like a nice facility up there. Really does.
Yeah, it does. And but it's a big one. It's we're going down on playoff crunch time, and these kids really want a home game, and we're right on that borderline of maybe getting one. So every game counts, and they got to take it serious and know that every game counts. You can't let it slip against Northeast. We can't let that happen again.
Right. And that kind of reminds me too what we're talking about with the playoffs too. We're in the number 9 spot again, kind of eerie, familiar to where we were a number of years ago, and they've expanded it though. How many teams they let in? You
16.
16. Okay. So it's a little easier for us to maybe survive that, but there's a lot of teams that control their own destiny. So
absolutely, yeah. So we'll be in the playoffs. It's just you want if you can get a home game, you want a home game, and if you win that first game, it makes it feel a little more legit since there is 16 teams now. If you go ahead and you're 9 or 10 and you beat a team that's in the top 8, you feel really good about where you're at and how accomplished your team really is. So it's all matchup. Who do you match up against that playoff week? It's always going to be a thing. But right now it's out of our control. The only thing in our control is win each game to put us in the best possible spot for that playoff game.
Right, and hope for the best from Rootstown and the other guys.
Right, absolutely.
As far as them doing well. Looking forward to that. So after this game Friday night, we should know more about that picture from Joe Idle and the rest of them,
right. After this week, they'll have all the scenarios. You win, they win, them lose.
Yeah.
Where you fit, who needs to do what.
Right.
It's kind of like the NFL at the end of the season. They get all that.
Because they're in a hurry to put brackets out there too, because everybody wants them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like who can be the first one to get them out there, and they may have a choice between this team in this one bracket. But either way, they'll have something put together. Coach, it's been just a wonderful year, and last week was just great having that. A celebration for Zach Rice, and can't ask more than that. It's just been a kind of a storybook year in a way, and we're looking for it to continue as we get closer and closer to the playoffs here.
Yeah, it has been, and we appreciate all the stuff you guys do to cover us, and you guys do a great job, and a lot of compliments watching you guys on YouTube Live and all that stuff. So thank you guys for covering these kids. Because I know that their grandparents and parents, that can't get to the game, really appreciate the job you guys do. So
we appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. We'll continue to do that, no matter how far we have to drive. Right?
Right.
We'll get over there one way or another. Billy will give us a ride on the bus or somewhere, whatever.
That's right.
I got you, guys.
Yeah. Coach, best luck though. Friday night.
Thank you.
It's been another edition here. Week 9 as the season wraps up soon here of the Chris Breck State Farm Insurance Coaches Show right here on WOW Media.
Tarek Patam to kick off for the Hurricanes.
And on the first play of the game, Conneaut's breaking away from the kick return. And a nice return by, I think that was Aiden Davison. All the way up to the 40.
Caden Highland on the return for the Spartans. He's brought down by Haddad while he's placed
On the first drive of the game, Conneaut has it up at the 38. Out of shotgun, Max Gleason hands it off to Zach Rice up the middle. He fights off 1, 2 tackles, gets dragged down at the 33.
Rice, the ball carrier.
Gain of 5.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down and 5 for the Spartans.
Second down, Max Gleason from shotgun fakes the handoff to Rice. He's throwing it long, intended for Wyatt Payne, and incomplete.
Gleason's pass is incomplete. Intended for Wyatt Payne. The incompletion brings up 3rd down. Fans, a reminder, stop down with Homeside Concession Stand, where they've added some of the items from the Hurricane. Burgers and hot dogs, as well as the concession stand is stocked with Pepsi.
Thank you for joining us as well at Jerry Unger Field. And Ben Jarvie, of course, 1360 WOW Sports, 102.9 FM, and WOW TV. And Conneaut Spartans traveled a long way to get to Brooklyn, Ohio, south of Cleveland. And this is where they made it finally on 3rd and 5. Max is going to hand it off to Zach, who's cutting to the far sideline. Zach is stopped for a loss. And tripped up by 25, I think.
Ramir Cogburn on the tackle for the Hurricanes. Loss on the play.
Oh, Ramir Cogburn, number 9 for the Hurricanes. That's bringing up 4th down. Lost about 3 on the play. Whoa, and it looks like offsides by Brooklyn.
Flag prior to the snap.
Not sure, maybe false start.
Encroachment, the call against the Hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
5-yard penalty to bring the ball to the 31-yard line. It still remains 4th down.
Yep, still 4th down, but moving the ball up 5 yards to the 31. Good break for Conneaut, but it's still a tough 4th down play. We'll see, they might go for it with a short yardage situation upcoming. And Max tries to get up the middle. He shakes out, bounces outside, and he finally gets it. He gets about the 28. He's got the 1st down. I'm sorry, the 23. Yeah.
Race the ball carrier brought down by Dylan Smith. Gain on the play results in a 1st down. Ball spotted at the 24-yard
Smith
line.
stop for Brooklyn. And 1st down now at the 24. They're driving after that great kick return right out of the gate that took them all the way up to the 38. They are close now with a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun, Max hands it off to Zach again. Max is cutting out the far sideline. He's dropped down again by, I can't see the letters.
Rice, the ball carrier. Ramir Cogburn on the hit for the Hurricanes.
Ramir Cogburn again with the stop. Brooklyn, of course, wearing the yellow helmets as well. Conneaut wearing the white jerseys with white helmets.
Loss on the play, loss of 1. 2nd and 11.
Rice lost 1 on the play, so he's at the 25 now, so 2nd and 11 upcoming. Max Gleason, he's faking it, and he keeps it himself, cutting up the middle, but he does not get much. Gets a few. Instead of taking a loss, it was a gain.
Gleason on the keeper. Anthony Starr on the tackle for the Hurricanes. Gain of a couple on the play.
Anthony Starr making the stop for the Hurricanes.
3rd down 9 for the Spartans.
3rd and 9 upcoming. Conneaut's got to talk this one out, being this close. Max is in shotgun again. And he's going to hand it off to Zach, who goes up the middle. Doesn't get a whole lot again, but maybe past the 20 this time. Stopped by number 55.
The ball carrier, John Tresca, on the stop for the Hurricanes.
John Tresca, yep. Freshman lineman.
Yard line, 4th down.
A lot of size on this Brooklyn team, as I was noticing from down near the field. Might be a problem for Conneaut trying to break the line of scrimmage against them with a lot of this size, but so far they look like they're faring enough, but this is a tough 4th and 5 upcoming for Conneaut. Ball's at the 19. Max Gleason at shotgun with Zach on his left hip. Larry Ham's out wide. And looking over the sideline, called timeout by Coach Rocco. He wants to discuss this play quite a bit more. And while we have this timeout, thank you for joining us as well on WOW Sports. Ben Jarvie here at Jerry Unger Stadium. And it's a beautiful stadium as well. It's turf as well. It's the first time Conneaut's played on turf all season. Very nice. They actually just remodeled this in the last few years, which appreciate the Brooklyn High School administration for helping us as well, getting set up here. Not too bad of a drive. Pretty straightforward shot from I-90 down 271 south, and then you go 480 west, and you get off right from there, and it's only about a mile from 480. So not too bad of a drive. An hour and 40 from my house. So maybe a little more with the traffic. Got a little jammed up. Just in between Conneaut and Ashtabula, there was a little bit of construction issues on 90, so it took a little bit longer, but not too bad. We made it with plenty of time. And thank you for joining us as well for the Chris Breck State Farm Insurance Coaches Show with Rocco and Matt Jarvie. And on 4th and 5, dropping back to pass. A little dump off screen to Zach Rice. Zach Rice has got plenty of room. He spins outside of a tackle. I think he's got it. It's close. Oh, I think he's out. But he's all the way down.
So Rice is complete. The catch and run will spot him near the 2-yard line where he stepped out. The result of the play will be a 1st down, 1st and goal for the Spartans.
And wow, what a great little dump off by Max under pressure to screen it to Zach. That was his last option. He was looking downfield, couldn't find anything, and then kind of dumped it off to Zach. And a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Still early in this game. Max Gleason from shotgun. He's calling for it. He hands it off to Zach. Zach is in for the score. Touchdown, Conneaut Spartans.
The ball carrier, 2-yard run, touchdown, Spartans.
Nice play call for sure, and Zach Rice in for the score, his first touchdown tonight, and he pretty much dominated that drive, going from the 38 into the end zone for a nice easy 6 for Conneaut. Pretty hard fought though. With 7:32 left to go in the first quarter, it's a 6-0 game. And Bryce Sperlin kicking the ball with Larry Ham holding. And that one's up and good.
Sperlin's kick is good. The 7:32 mark in the first quarter.
So with that, it's 7-0 Conneaut early in this game. For those just joining us as well, just 7-0 on the first drive of the game. Conneaut goes downfield and strikes. Great job by Conneaut as a whole, just to keep that drive alive, and they faced 2 different 4th downs and converted on both of them. That touchdown as well brought to you by Conneaut Savings Bank. Stop and ask about online and mobile banking. It makes banking transactions fast and easy. You can find CSB in Conneaut and in Austinburg, Ohio. For all your local needs, they're everywhere, and they can service you at any time with online banking.
For more information about this partnership, please visit ChagrinValleyConference.com.
Thank you for those joining us as well on YouTube Live. Joining you from all the way over near Cleveland, Ohio, and a roller kick picked up by number 9 for Brooklyn. That is Cogburn.
Cogburn on the return.
Gets a few yards, but stopped.
Ball be marked near the 32-yard line.
Stopped at about the 32, and that's where he'll get it. Maybe the 33 they'll mark it. And we'll see what Hurricanes can provide on offense. Definitely one guy, of course, we're going to always worry about tonight is Jaden Bassinger, the quarterback. And a wide snap, and he's rolling out right, and he's throwing it deep. It's 2-on-1. And it's incomplete, intended for number 4. That's Oscar Davis. He's got a really strong arm, so clearly throwing it 30 yards through the air is not an easy one. And Conneaut's faced their share of troubles against really good, accurate quarterbacks that can throw deep. So one thing is definitely going to be keeping these wideouts in check. Looks like Oscar Davis is going to be one of these heavy targets that they're going to go to early. On second down, handoff, Basinger hands it off. Doesn't get much.
The ball carrier.
Cogburn got that one as well. Cogburn very busy in this game so far. Carried that one for maybe 3.
Sperlin in on the hit for the Spartans. Ball spotted at the 13.
Bryce Sperlin made the stop for Conneaut, bringing up 3rd and 8 upcoming. With a kind of a bloop snap, and Basinger is going to get sacked, dragged down. I think that was Scotty Edwards getting back there.
Edwards in on the hit for the Spartans. Initial contact occurred at the 30-yard line. Loss in the play of a couple. 4th down for the Hurricanes.
That's 4th and long upcoming for Brooklyn. See what their plan is. Looks like they're in punt formation, so from the 30-yard line, that's where they'll kick it. 6 minutes left to go in this game, and that is number 6 kicking it. That's Anthony Starr, I think. And on the return, that's Caden Hindley, and a whole bunch of flags are thrown.
Hindley on the return for the Spartans. He'll be brought down near the 47-yard line. Flags on the play.
Not sure what that was. I heard some block in the back thing or holding, so we will see what the signal is from the referee. Yep, block in the back by Conneaut, and this will move us back even more. It was a decent return by Caden.
The penalty will set the ball down at the 30-yard line. That's the Spartans take over first.
Conneaut did not have great field position to begin with, but it'll be even worse now at the 30. So, but they've been deeper than this before. On first down, Max Gleason hands it off to Wyatt Payne up the middle. Wyatt with a great burst of acceleration gets to the 37.
Wyatt Payne, the ball carrier. Gain of 7 on the play.
7, pickup, a nice pickup, 7 by Wyatt up the middle. Looked like he got lost between all the linemen, so great burst and fighting really hard. Wyatt Payne is really tough, definitely. And on 2nd and 3, Max fakes the handoff and he's rolling out. He shakes a tackle. And he got hit near the sideline. A whole bunch of flags are thrown. I'm so confused by all of it.
Gleason's pass is incomplete.
And he's
Flag
still
on the
down.
play.
There's also a discussion about penalties, and there was 2 or 3 flags thrown. There was one thrown well before the pass by Gleason, and then there was one right after he was hit, so I'm not sure. There's definitely a discussion. I think there might be 2 penalties on the play, but who knows? And he's up, and the home crowd is happy to see him get up. So good for them, definitely, that they are supportive of that. And thank you for joining us as well by the Chris Breck State Farm Insurance Coaches Show earlier. Consider bundling your insurance coverage and saving money with Chris Breck State Farm. You could save money just by calling 593-1191. Chris Breck State Farm, here to help life go right.
Two penalties on the play.
Yeah, so it's moving back to 2 penalties. Oh, so they're
Illegal block
okay.
in the back against the Spartans.
Block in the back on the Spartans, the second one so far, and then
the roughing the passer against the Hurricanes.
yeah. So I think they, instead of just negating the 2, they subtracted both, so they walked off the Conneaut penalty and then added the 10.
By rule, the roughing penalty results in a first down for the Spartans.
Oh, I see. So first down Conneaut, but the ball's at the 32, so really haven't moved at all. Fresh set of downs, though, for Conneaut. And from shotgun, it's Caden Heinley in a quarterback, and Caden's going to keep it himself, and he dives forward. So Max, who's just left for one play, he's already checking back in. Just need to clear himself a little bit with the coaches and training staff.
Heinley, the ball carrier.
Good to see that he's back in after just one play, but
Dylan Smith on the hit for the Hurricanes.
Caden playing quarterback, that's pretty exciting as well to see Caden Heinley, who's a junior who, you know, he's still definitely taking a lot of reps as well at quarterback. And second down, and Wyatt Payne, rather, runs off tackle to far sideline, and he's close.
He'll be brought down across the 40-yard line to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he's at about the 41, so I think it's going to be third and a half.
And a long yard.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 upcoming from the 41. Wyatt Payne running the ball with authority tonight so far. Also, Zach Rice just completely, that first offensive possession for Conneaut, dominated all the way through to a touchdown for Conneaut. 7-0 Conneaut with 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. And Max is stopped for a loss, trying to carry it out to the far side. I think it was 52. I'm not sure who that was for Brooklyn, but 52 or 55. That was a loss of 3, so that
the play for the Spartans.
brings up 4th and 4 now, which really makes it harder for sure. With the lead, though, I mean, I think you gotta kick the ball. So, and it looks like they are. So, and that's Bryce Sperlin with a nice kick to Cogburn, and it almost went out of bounds. Yeah, it looked like it kicked off his knee, so they got to move it back to where it first touched it. So
the Spartans make contact with the punt at the 25-yard line, and that's where it will be placed down for the Hurricanes.
yeah,
1st and 10.
still a really good kick by Bryce, and what was that? At least 30 yards, 35 yards. That's where Brooklyn will take over at the 25.
Sports is getting ready for playoff time. Information on boys soccer, girls volleyball, and girls soccer has been placed on the Hurricanes website.
Of course, thank you for joining us as well, and join us after the halftime recap for a little inside scoop with some of our senior players for the Conneaut Spartans right after your Conneaut Save-A-Lot halftime recap.
Basinger on the keeper.
Basinger with the keeper gets maybe about no gain, I think.
For the Spartans, loss of 1 on the play, second down and
Yeah.
11.
Mark it at the 24 now, so. From a shotgun formation, Basinger with a guy on his left side with 2 wide left. And he's looking to throw. He's throwing it to, just overthrown, number 6, Anthony Starr.
Basinger's pass is incomplete, intended for Anthony Starr. Incompletion brings up 3rd down.
Just a little on these few passes that he's thrown so far, just a little too much zip on him, it seems like, mostly. So bringing up 3rd and long for Brooklyn. As I was talking about earlier, though, that Conneaut, the 2 losses that they've had, but one against Northeast and one against Edgewood, that what really got us was deep passes. So it's something that Conneaut needs to keep in mind and control the flow through the air all 4 quarters, not just in this half. And on 3rd down, Basinger's rolling out right, and he's throwing right again. And he intended it for number 3.
Basinger's pass is incomplete.
Incomplete, though. Actually looked like it hit him right on the money.
Diller, the incompletion brings up 4th down.
That's Jackson Diller, the junior wideout. Number 3. Good defense, though, by Max Gleason, for sure. Can't discount that whatsoever. Bringing up 4th down. So good 3 and out by Conneaut Spartans defense, and they will force the punt. That 3 and out brought to you by University Hospital Conneaut Medical Center, celebrating 100 years of advancing the science of health and the art of compassion. And wow, good blitz by Wyatt, and it looked like he, wow, good, almost blocked the kick, but on the other end, Caden Hindley trying to return it. It got past him, and he lost quite a few on that one, unfortunately.
Caden Hindley receiving the kick for the Spartans.
So a nice
He
kick.
covers the punt at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will take over 1st and 10. Fans are reminded to come check out the Music Boosters merchandise table and also pick up a dozen.
I think that was Cogburn that kicked it as well. So nice kick by Brooklyn.
Also, members of Post Prom are currently in the stands selling 50/50 tickets. Tickets can be purchased during the 1st and 2nd quarter. The drawing will be during the 3rd quarter.
And on 1st down for Conneaut, Max Gleason's going to hand it off. Oh, he actually throws it right before the line of scrimmage, and a nice pass on a screen out to
pass is complete to
Wyatt Payne. Yep.
He's brought down by Dylan Smith.
That's a 1st down on the first play.
At the 47-yard line.
All the way up to close to midfield.
In a 1st down for the Spartans.
Maybe 47 will mark it. Nice pass, 1st down Conneaut. That one brought to you by Gertie's Pharmacy, now in the 3rd generation of helping local families with all their health questions, concerns, medicines. Stop into Gertie's Pharmacy on Main Street soon. And on 1st down, Zach Rice runs and he gets a 1st down.
He's forced out of bounds.
Another 1st down on back-to-back plays for Conneaut. Great running ability. That one also brought to you by Chris Breck State Farm. Consider bundling your insurance coverage and saving money. Call 593-1191. Chris Brecht State Farm, here to help life go right. And they're past midfield at the 45. And on 1st down, Max is in shotgun formation. He keeps it himself. He's got tons of room up the middle. And he slips one, and he's finally dragged down, I think, by number 24, Nate Wilson. And another 1st down, back-to-back plays for Conneaut. You really lost Max going right up the middle and shooting upfield, but he's up there past the 30 to the 28. Conneaut looking like they want to really get a second score right now and get upfield quick. 1st and 10 at the 28, and the handoff is to Zach Rice. Zach Rice is heading to the far sideline, and he slips one tackle and goes out of bounds.
Forced out of bounds near the 24-yard line.
Gets quite a few on that one. 24 is where they spot it.
2nd down and 6 for the Spartans.
At the 24, there'll be 2nd and 6 upcoming for Conneaut, and looking like the wideouts are already lined up. You can see on the right side of the screen if you're watching on WOW TV, already lined up. So looking like a potential pass play, but you know how they are able to disguise that. And over the middle, complete to Larry Ham, and Larry Ham's then knocked right down.
Gleason's pass is complete. Complete to Larry Ham.
And that's another Conneaut Spartans first down.
On the hit for the Hurricanes.
Past the 15 at the 14.
15 to the 14-yard line. Dan, the play results in the first down. 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Conneaut, now they're stopping a little bit to, I think, call a timeout. Oh, no, that's the end of the first quarter. They're just going to let it roll out. I thought they still had enough time to run another play, but they're going to just stop it right there and think it over. And we'll take this brief timeout and come back for more after this brief timeout on WOW Sports, WOW TV, 1360 AM and 102.9 FM after these messages.
Hurricanes 0.
Susan Smith, thank you for all the great comments and all the great support for our Conneaut Spartans boys. And Vince Allen, of course, appreciate all your support week in, week out. Thank you, everyone, for joining us as well on WOW TV and, of course, on your radio dial as Conneaut Spartans are going left to right.
Fans, a reminder, the Brooklyn Athletic Boosters are once again manning the Hurricane Grill. You can enjoy your burger or a hot dog. Also at the concession stand, Pepsi products, water, candy, nachos, and popcorn. We thank you for supporting Brooklyn Athletics.
And starting the second quarter, Conneaut Spartans driving 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And low snap handoff to Max Gleason. Zach Rice, rather, fights up the middle.
Rice, the ball carrier.
Jackson Diller.
Smith on the hit.
And Smith as well. Gang tackle for Conneaut. Got a few. That's going to be 2nd and 8 upcoming. Of course, I was just thanking everyone for joining us on WOW TV, YouTube Live. And, of course, if you haven't checked us out as well, you can find us on the radio dial as well, 1360 AM and 102.9 FM and 1360wow.com. You can listen live by going to our homepage and click Listen Live and stream our radio station as well all day and all night for great oldies tunes and, of course, Conneaut Spartans sports.
Rice, the ball carrier. Marion Smith in on the hit for the Hurricanes. Ball's down at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal.
1st and goal on that one. Rice up the middle, and now Conneaut Spartans knocking on the door again. And another handoff to Zach Rice. Zach is dragging the defenders with him. I think he's just shy.
Carrier.
Zach last week just set the Conneaut Spartans school rushing record last week, breaking Mike Williams' record of 3,005 rushing yards in his school career. Zach had at least 150 last week against Pymatuning Valley, so he is a one-of-a-kind player, and he deserved to be honored last week. And fortunately, as Coach mentioned, that Pymatuning Valley did give him that opportunity to receive recognition for the record that he set. And up the middle, Zach fighting for that 1 yard. I don't think he got it. It's close.
Rice, the ball carrier. The initial signal from the referees is that he is short of the goal line.
It's short. He's about at the 1.
Ball
still.
inside the 1.
It was stood up by the Brooklyn defensive line. Really good pressure on the inside, and they caught Zach without getting an inch on that one. So bringing up 3rd and short still, 3rd and goal. And Max Gleason from shotgun, and that one's over his head, and he's going to get sacked big time on the botch snap, and he's hit by number 51, C.J. Watkins initially. And that's going to back up Conneaut all the way to the 10 now, so this is a tough one for sure to get in. That one was snuffed out pretty good, even if it wasn't a botch snap. I'm not sure he would have got the yard, but it went over Max's head. Fortunately, he picked it up quickly and identified where the ball was. So with that, we're going to try a field goal from 10 yards out. Bryce Sperlin kicking. This is, I think, the first field goal he's attempted all season. And he's got the leg strength to get there. It's wide left, though.
Sperlin's kick is no good. It is wide left.
Nope, that was his first attempt of the season, and especially from that distance, and no good. He had the strength, just too far left, and with that, no score for Conneaut. And Brooklyn will take over on downs at the 10-yard line. This Spartan lead, though, brought to you by your Conneaut Dairy Queen. Remember, the blizzard for October is the scary but not too scary Snickers Brownie Blizzard. Very good, for sure. I can attest to that. I've only had one all year, but it was delicious. Also enjoy the chicken strip basket. We'll see you at the Conneaut Dairy Queen. And remember, ice cream cakes as well for all occasions upcoming. A lot of birthdays throughout the fall season, and Thanksgiving and Christmas. You could be a hero at your family dinner.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout called by Brooklyn. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be at the 20 with the hold. So Brooklyn calls the timeout, and want to remind you, of course, about the halftime recap upcoming after the second quarter is over. 8:39 left to go in this quarter, but we'll take a brief timeout after that and go into the halftime recap. Of course, brought to you by Conneaut Save-A-Lot Food Store. Not lower quality, just the lowest prices. Like T-bone steaks, $3.99 a pound this weekend. Chicken drumsticks, $1.19 a pound. Starting Sunday, boneless Delmonico steaks, $5.99 a pound. Baby back ribs, $2.29 a pound. 80% lean ground chuck, $3.99 a pound. They're fighting inflation as best they can, folks, and you can stop in now in the Great Plaza just down West Main Road and get as much savings as you can at Conneaut Save-A-Lot. Conneaut definitely got it as well. That was a good timeout for Brooklyn, but also Conneaut need to discuss some of their things that they got to clean up with, especially on offense there after blowing, unfortunately, what would have been an easy touchdown. They took a sack and then missed the field goal. And on first down for Brooklyn, up the middle, I spun out of the one tackle, and that was I'm a little lost on that one myself, but it was a gain of about 2.
A fumble on the play recovered by the Hurricanes. Ball be placed down at the 22-yard line. Results in second down.
Yeah, I think the ball did come loose, and Brooklyn does recover, though. Ball's at the 22 now. And Basinger keeping it himself, going to the near sideline. He's pushed out finally after trying to slip between tackles by Ty Coville. And Jaden Anderson also in on that one. Gained a few, but... Oh, okay. First down.
Means that was the first down. First and 10, Hurricanes.
Hurricanes get just enough. Looks like they're marked at the 30, so just enough for a first down. Hurricanes as well, if we didn't get to talk too much about them, but 3-5 on the year. Big school, though, definitely, and last week they just played a nail-biter against Trinity. At Trinity in Garfield Heights, 14-12 last week was the final score. And on first down, Basinger throws it and completes it to number 6. Nice completion and a deep ball, well over 10 yards, 15-yard completion to Anthony Starr. Okay, they're going to mark him out of bounds, so 11-yard gain. First down, Brooklyn at the 41. On that far sideline, I think it was Max that completely lost the ground for where his guy was on that side. Or was it, I think it was actually Aiden Davison in coverage. On first down for Brooklyn, up the middle, off on the right side. It's number 9 again. Cogburn.
Cogburn, the ball carrier.
Gain of 2, looks like. Bring up 2nd and 8 at the 43.
On the initial hit for the Spartans. Getting on the play results in the second down. Second down, 8.
Second and 8, and Basinger is getting flushed out of pocket by Anderson. He does complete it, though, just down below me to Anthony Starr, pushed out by Caden Heinley in coverage. Pick up, though, a good coverage by Caden and Bryce Sperlin over on this near sideline, so only gave up maybe about 3, so it's 3rd and 5. Upcoming balls at the 46. Conneaut trying to make a stand here before they let him pass the midfield line. 7:05 left to go in the second quarter. And Basinger looking to throw. He's got room. He might just run for it. And he's close. Wyatt Payne hits him. He might have got it. He was looking to throw it deep. He was rolling left, actually, and it was calling for, I think, someone to go downfield, but instead he has good wheels and picks up the first down with his legs. Yeah, just across. Okay, so he's just short. So it's, 4th and 1 for the Hurricanes. Another tough one as well. Definitely they're able to get this 1 yard, but if they don't, then Conneaut gets great field possession. Trying to get him to jump across, and the handoff, number 4, he's got plenty of room. He only needed 1, and he got at least 20. And he's finally getting pushed. And they get all the way up to about the 20-yard line, folks. And the home crowd's going nuts. As well as it being senior night here at Jerry Unger Stadium in Brooklyn. Their biggest pickup of the night, and they're up at the 20, so that was a 30-yard run by Oscar Davis, who is not their normal running back, but he he had pretty good wheels on that one and burst ahead, got through the second rank of Conneaut's defense. First and 10, Brooklyn at the 20. And he's hit at the line. Maybe he gets one or two. I think that was Cogburn as well.
The ball carrier
Yeah, he's pretty much the running back.
pushes ahead for a couple yards.
Quite a few seniors leading this team, though. For sure, Basinger, Omarion Smith, Anthony Starr, Aiden Nelson, Raymere Cogburn. So they got quite a few. Definitely a lot different composition than Pymatooning last week that only had 2 seniors on the team. And 2nd and 8. And I think Cogburn falls forward, gets hit by Scotty Edwards.
Oscar Davis, the ball carrier.
Maybe one more.
Yard, 3rd down 7 for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, you got one more. So 3rd and 7 upcoming for Brooklyn. They're as close as they've been all game to scoring, so they want to keep this drive alive. Ball's at the 17. And looks like timeout called by Conneaut, Coach Rocco.
Timeout on the field, Spartans timeout.
4:51 left to go in this half before we kick it over to the Conneaut Save-A-Lot halftime recap, brought to you by Conneaut Save-A-Lot Food Store. Not lower quality, just the lowest prices. T-bone steaks, $3.99 a pound. Chicken drumsticks, $1.19 a pound. Starting Sunday, boneless Delmonico steaks, $5.99 a pound. Baby back ribs, $2.29 a pound. 80% lean chuck, $3.99 a pound. Great savings all weekend, of course, and always at your Conneaut your Conneaut Save-A-Lot Food Store. Not lower quality, just the lowest prices. Boneless pork chops, $2.19 a pound. Pork butt roast, $1.19 a pound. You can't beat them, folks, so you might as well join them. Conneaut definitely fighting a team that is very good and has a lot of ability on both sides of the ball. It is a bit of a surprise with as great of an offense as Brooklyn has that they haven't scored yet, but they're knocking on the door right now. Exactly, Susan Smith. Let's hold them, guys. That's what I'm saying. I think this is big for Conneaut here to shut them out in the half. If they can stop them here, this might lead to a first half shutout. And on 3rd down, flushed out. Oh, he completes it to number 6. And he slips 1-2 tackles, and he's in, folks, for the score. Caden Heinley couldn't drag him down. And Darren Christine was trying to get inside to get him, couldn't get him. And we also got a Conneaut Spartan down. I think who is the original guy might be Jaden, who is, I think, the guy creating the most pressure.
Officials timeout for an injury.
I think it might be Jaden, because I think he was the one that was creating pressure and havoc and was this close to coming up with a big sack. Hopefully he's okay. I didn't see the whole collision. But Anthony Starr, folks, gets Brooklyn on the board with Basinger's pass to him from 17 yards out, and it's 6-7 Brooklyn. Coach Rocco and the trainers out there checking on our player. Doesn't look good yet, folks. He's not moving at all. He's laying down on his back. Still have no real confirmation on who it is, but that was a bang-bang play, folks. It was very close to being a sack that could have led to a 4th and long, but instead Basinger completes it to Anthony Starr for a 17-yard pass. If you're just joining us as well, 4:42 left to go in the first half. 7-6, Conneaut still has the lead pending this extra point that comes through for Brooklyn. We'll see if they go with a kick or not. Some schools, it's just kind of a given thing that they just go for an extra point. Some are not willing to attempt it, so they go for 2 most of the time. So Bryce Sperlin actually attempted his first field goal of the season and missed it wide left from 10 yards out. Well, from the 10-yard line, so really a 20-yard kick. Or even more than that. It would be almost a 30-yard kick, really. So scoring update. Thanks, Dad, for the scoring update. Kirkland all over Edgewood tonight, 20-0. And Corey and Gerard tied at 7-all so far. So those are 2 really exciting ones that we're going to have to keep an eye on. 2 mutual opponents. Let's see if limping, he's not putting any pressure on the ankle. I think it's Jaden, but I'm not positive based on that. Finally getting down. We wish him the best, though. He's definitely going to need to be looked at, and I can say, at least as far as timing goes, we'll hope that he gets all the rest he needs in the first half and can come back out for the second. So as far as timing goes, it probably is a good time to at least rest for the rest of this half, and don't even think about coming back in for this quarter. And Brooklyn going for the extra point, and the nice kick, strong kick.
The snap by Tiller, the hold by Basinger, and the kick by Hatab.
Hatab, the kicker, number 25. That was a nice strong kick by Hatab. And it is good, tying the game up at 7-all, folks. We got a nice tight one here with 4:42 left to go in this game, in this half. So we kind of figured we didn't know a whole lot about this team, but that's when we know that things can get scary, because we know they have ability, but haven't really seen a lot of their play. So that's when you got to be worried. Like Northeast caught us off guard when we played them 2 weeks back. So those teams you definitely got to be worried about. And this game will be a battle all the way through, no doubt about it. Conneaut's going to have to fight for everything they get. And they should have 2 touchdowns tonight so far. They were at the 1-yard line, and a bad snap and a bad snap by the center, and also Max lost the handle on it and turned into a near disaster, which caused no score and no extra point as well. And on the kick by Brooklyn, Wyatt Payne rather, nice return back upfield to about the 50. A nice return by Conneaut is exactly what we need to get back in this game. Wyatt Payne taking that one himself. Great run past midfield. They got it marked right at the 50. That was a return of about 25. That's where Conneaut will take over with 4.5 minutes in this quarter. They got plenty of time to go downfield with a nice short field, and Max going to keep it himself. And he doesn't get far, folks. He's dragged down by number 51, C.J. Watkins. He got maybe a yard and then was dragged backwards after that. So they're past midfield at the 49. I say with a good field position and, only 4 minutes left to go in the game, you can definitely be a little bit more risky. Coach Rocco definitely got to make the right calls, though, to execute properly. Second down and 9. Conneaut from shotgun, wide, 1 wide left, 2 wide right, and the handoff is to Zach. Zach Rice cutting way up midfield. Zach Rice has got a Conneaut Spartans first down, folks, at the 30-yard line. That was a run of 19 yards. That first down brought to you by Conneaut Savings Bank. Stop and ask about online and mobile banking. It makes transactions fast and easy for you. CSB in Conneaut and in Austinburg.
First and 10 for the Spartans.
And a man in motion, that's Zach Rice. And handoff to Wyatt Payne. Oh, he lost a couple, maybe one. Couple hits by Brooklyn. They just completely infiltrated the line. I think it was number 23, Dylan Smith.
Wrapped up by Dylan Smith. Loss on the play, loss of 3 on the play. Results in second down and 12.
Yeah, that was after a great run there. They completely snuffed that one out right up the middle. Definitely going to be notable, too, without Jaden in there as well. You can tell he's not out there on the line. And on second down, oh, and the ball's loose. Zach Rice just completely lost it, and at the 30-yard line, Zach coughs it up, and I'm not sure who picked it up for Brooklyn.
Now we placed at the 30-yard line, first and 10, Hurricane.
So with 2:29 left to go, the Hurricanes got one last shot to go downfield. They got a whole lot of room to cover, but turnover by Conneaut, though. Unfortunately, again, when they're close to scoring, they did not get it done. First down, Hurricanes, empty backfield. Basinger looking to throw. He throws a screen pass over to number 4. That's Oscar Davis.
Pass to Oscar Davis is complete. Davis is brought out of bounds near the 34-yard line.
So it was a pick of about 4, so good protection by Conneaut, and Max was in on that one as well as a bunch of Conneaut Spartans. Second and 6. Knocked out of bounds, so clock does stop now. And blitz, and Basinger's flushed way out, but he's outrunning all of them, and he does throw it deep, and he throws it out of bounds. He was lucky to get rid of that one. Great pressure by Conneaut. Moses Schwartz was all over him. He was after him like on a mission there and almost came up with a sack, but Basinger with enough wheels to roll out and then throw it across his body out of bounds. 3rd and 6 upcoming. Basinger, another blitz. And a wobbler, but he does complete it.
Basinger's pass is complete.
He completes it to number 3 on a nice floater. Left them all alone right in the middle. Jackson Diller.
That completion results in a first down, 1st and 10, Hurricanes.
Hurricanes get it up to the 47. And another first down, but the clock keeps moving. 1:50 left to go. Ball's at the 47, so they still got half the field to go. Moving the ball with some success, though, right now. Throwing it to a couple of their really fast and agile wide receivers. And Basinger looking to throw. He zips it and overthrows his man.
Basinger's pass is incomplete, intended for Dominic Pytel. Flag on the play.
Pytel, the intended guy. Flag's thrown at the line of scrimmage, so it looks like it's coming back, holding probably on Brooklyn.
Against the Hurricanes.
Yep.
10-yard penalty will be marked off from the 43-yard line.
Yeah, so a 5-yard penalty on the hold, so I'm sorry, 10 yards. So it's back at the 37.
1st and 20 for the Hurricanes.
And blitz coming again. Darren Christine gets in there, but finally dragged down hard by Moses Schwartz.
Basinger is dropped near the line of scrimmage.
Flags thrown on the play.
Moses Schwartz, flag on the play.
So face masking, they call it.
Face mask the call against the Spartans.
I'm not sure if it was the tackle or just another off-ball play, but first down then, I think, or is it going to be close? No, it's not going to be there yet. Okay, so they move it all the way back up to where the ball was, so at the 49. Really closing the gap for Brooklyn. They were way deep after that one, and after that sack by Moses Schwartz, they were dealing with a huge area to cover. 1:25 left to go in the half, folks. 7-7. Brooklyn's trying to get another set of points on the board. And number 2 carries it, and Ty Koval levels him right at the line. Marion Smith.
The ball carrier, Koval on the hit for the Spartans. He's across midfield. Ball be spotted at the Spartan 49-yard line, 2nd down.
And rolling out, Basinger's going left. He's trying to throw. He's got a couple guys down there, and he completes it.
Basinger's pass is
He completes it to, I think that's Oscar Davis.
To Oscar Davis.
Way downfield.
Down inside the 15 to the
I think is at the 15-yard line. What a big pickup by Brooklyn with under a minute left to go. They've just got it just enough time to get in there now with that completion. Otherwise, it was looking like it was improbable, but they picked up quite a pass by Basinger. I think they lost coverage there, and they just got a ton of height. I'm not sure how tall these guys are, but they're very definitely look like they're very big and stack up well against our defensive backs. So weren't able to really get up there and stop that pass with the deep ball, as we've struggled all year really with that, unfortunately. Defensively, we've only let up so many points. But Brooklyn looks like they could score here if they play it right. And a timeout called, so they're coming out of that with a stoppage of play.
Off the timeout, the ball spotted at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, Hurricanes.
Ball's at the 14. And a flag's thrown. Must be false start. That's not what they needed. Oh. Conneaut gets called. That's not going to help either. Neither one's helping.
The 5-yard penalty will put the ball inside the 10-yard line at the 9. 1st and 5.
At the 5 now, or I'm sorry, at the 9. And Basinger's getting flushed out again, rolling. And he, I don't know what that was about, but there's flags thrown all over the place right near where the pass was. The 31, with 31 seconds left. They're discussing it, though. Yeah, so they're calling pass interference on Conneaut. It was incomplete, but pass interference is going to move it up even more. So the ball is now at the 5. I think it's half the distance.
Inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, half the distance. So it's 1st and goal at the 5 with 30 seconds left. So now I don't think clock management is as much an issue with they got one timeout left, so they got just enough. And it's right up the middle. I think he stopped well short. Ty Colville.
Fumble on the play.
Oh, fumble. I think Conneaut's saying they may have it. There's also an injured Brooklyn Hurricane that's slow to get up. Is they signaling Conneaut has it? They pointed our way. So Conneaut Spartans ball. Fumble recovered by Conneaut. So they're going to stop. They are going to stop. Going to stop that touchdown at least right there. Man, another heartbreaking offensive possession. Conneaut had one, and now Brooklyn just had one. .21 seconds left. Conneaut really probably just wants to run the ball out, run the clock right out too.
Takes a knee, lost a yard on the play.
And they take a knee, and they just want to get to halftime 7-7. And that will do it for halftime. Conneaut Spartans 7, Brooklyn Hurricanes 7. We'll take this brief timeout and then come back for your Conneaut Save-A-Lot halftime recap on WOW Sports.
7.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Nathan Wise, we proudly present the sharpest band in the sharpest corner of Ohio, the Conneaut High School Marching Band. The assistant director is Miss Elizabeth Bernardini. The drill advisor is Miss Teresa Morrison. The majorette advisor is Miss Jody.
And we're back at Jerry Unger Stadium in Brooklyn, Ohio. I'm Ben Jarvie with 1360 WOW Sports and 102.9 FM and WOW TV. Thank you as well. That was a very interesting first half, and this one brought to you by your halftime recap, brought to you as always by Conneaut Spartans Food Store. Not lower quality, just the lowest prices. And it was very interesting, all over the place. Max Gleason had just only, I think, 20 rushing yards and really maybe about 10 or 15 passing yards. Zach Rice, really the main highlight and standout for us so far offensively. 58 rushing yards and the touchdown as well. So his usual, but really not as much of a breakaway plays as we'd expect from him as we did last week. But we were held in check mostly by this Brooklyn team, and great up front ability by them. And good size, of course, as you can see. So that's really preventing us from getting away with those big breakout plays. On the other side of the ball, Jaden Bassinger had 83 passing yards, most of them to Oscar Davis and Anthony Starr. He had a couple completions to Jackson Diller as well. So really dispersing the ball really well through the air. As I'll flip it over to the Conneaut Spartans marching band. Just overall, it was really two-sided, really. We were stood up a couple times. We had two different opportunities to score for Conneaut and came up empty on both of them. As I can see the other way, I think that is Jaden Anderson finally coming, heading for the locker room with crutches, trying to keep the weight off the leg. Going for the sack there right towards the end of that game, end of that half. Rolled his ankle, looks like, and definitely came up limp from it. Possibility for sure that we won't see him in the second half, which is a big blow for Conneaut. Just hope he recovers and comes back, for next week's finale, and possibly beyond, assuming we make the playoffs after that. So, in either case, it was a really kind of a sour note for Conneaut, and possibly, if you could say this, for Brooklyn. Brooklyn was going to score their second touchdown of the game and fumble the ball at the 5. So they're not really sure what to say either. Just right before the end of the half, and then Conneaut kneeled it out to end that half. They came up very fortunate with it just being tied. But again, as I said, Conneaut could have scored 3 touchdowns tonight and only got 1, being in the red zone 2 other times and coming up empty, which was definitely tragic. So with that said, really not much more there. Defensively, really good pressure by Moses Schwartz. And we'll have a little Spartan Insider with him to play after this. And but Moses Schwartz looking very good. Scotty Edwards, really good defensively. Ty Koval getting his usual set of tackles in as well, trying to stop the running possession. We just got to tighten up more defensively with the passing game. We're just letting up way too many mid and deep passes. And these offensive wideouts really stack up really well and very big. They size up well with us. So unfortunately, it's going to be tough for Conneaut to stop those deep passes, but they got to try to create pressure, and I think Rocco was noticing that. They got to pressure Bassinger more, but he was still able to complete some passes downfield even with that pressure. So we'll try to keep that up. But this has been your Conneaut Save-A-Lot halftime recap. And with that said, we'll take this brief timeout and then kick it over for some Spartan Insiders and a recap of the Chris Breck State Farm Insurance Coaches Show right after this on 1360 WOW Sports.
And week number 9 of the Spartans campaign this year, 2022. This is the Chris Breck State Farm Insurance Coach Show. Matt Jarvie here with me, of course, as always. Coach Rocco Dobrin. Coach. Slipping by real quick, isn't it?
It sure is. Great to be here.
It's been a great season so far. I mean, you've overcome an awful lot to come out with put together a great team, you and your coaching staff. All the adversity you've gone through, with the various number of things, and done very well. And last week seemed like it was a very exciting culmination of celebrating Zach Rice, his breaking of the all-time Spartan rushing record. And tell us a little bit about that. The weather could cooperate a little bit better, but maybe it was fitting the way it happened. I mean, first play from the line of scrimmage, needed 7 yards. He goes 80 yards. I don't know if anyone got a hit on him either.
No.
And he got 7 points. Well, after the kick.
That's right. So and that's how it's nice how things are meant to be or things work out. And he was approaching our record, and since we had never made that big a deal about record pass, it really snuck up. And I know he didn't know it was coming. We let his family know ahead of time because we got the last game, and I didn't realize he had as many yards last game. And so I'm like, he only needs 7 yards, and PB was very cooperative about mentioning it once he did. Like you said, we're tossing the ball first play, and we're hoping he gets 7, and see what happens after that. And then he goes 80 yards for a touchdown. So it's he'll always have that memory of not just that record, but the run I broke the record on was an 80-yard touchdown run is always been a special memory for him and his family.
Oh, for all of us.
Yeah. So it was pretty special. And like you said, we didn't expect to be a downpour rain for 4 quarters. Made the game a little more interesting. But at the same time, it was a memorable game, fun ones. Stuff that Doc about, like you said, not only break the record, but he broke the record in pouring rain, and we played that game in pouring rain, and then ball was slipping out of everyone's hands and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that might have been the only point in the game where the field still had some pretty good traction.
Right. Well, it's because the ground was semi-hard, but the grass was wet.
Right. We had gotten rain early, so they had down there.
So it wasn't like it was muddy. It was more of like a hard track, wet surface, and that's what made it even like it was like kids skates, all the kids, both teams.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it was very exciting, and I just hope that he was thrilled to death. It's amazing when you have a guy like Zach Rice and everything he's gone through on his accomplishments, and he's still really humble person.
He's very quiet, very humble,
and he's pleased that he's been successful.
Absolutely.
But he's not cocky about it.
He enjoys it, but he's one of these cocky kids I know. Just quiet and keeps himself. You'll see him giggling and stuff with his friends. But that's about it. You don't get a whole lot out of him. So that's just his personality. And but with that, it's nice to see a kid that's doing so well, and they're not cocky. You don't have that attitude. It's a good thing, and I think sometimes it works out that way.
That's why we always remind everyone to come on out to Jobs Field when they're home, to get a glimpse, and be one of the guys that saw him. Or, in the past, we had a lot of following the team, home and away. To see Mike Williams, we're going to look back one time and later in our lives and say, I remember seeing Mike Williams run the ball.
Absolutely.
I remember that.
Both those guys.
Fedor, we've had a lot of good runs, a lot of good talent across the board. You could say that too, but those guys always seem to get that spotlight.
Absolutely.
But they looked at that. It was a pretty tough game. I think you feel fortunate to get out of there with the victory that you did. I mean, it was lopsided score-wise, but that was it Croston or Croston? What a heck player he is.
Yeah. Croston and Dickler both guys down. They had a good game for us taking the clock. They'd run a play, wait the whole 40 seconds, run another play, wait the whole 40 seconds, and just kind of eat small first down, but like they took the clock, and that was the way to play to us. We were more explosive team. So luckily though, got the stops we needed, red stops, half stops, and then we had the ball, we scored, and we only had the ball first half. We only had the ball once in the first quarter. It was an 80-yard run. We only had 2 plays. Our second play was the last play of the first quarter. So they did a good job of keeping the ball, and that was very smart of them. So and then in the second half, it was kind of we scored one touchdown. And we went up that third touchdown, and then our next series we kept the ball and waited. We started chewing the clock because it was 28-6. But at that point we were still like, no, this is a comfortable win. We better take the clock. One slip up, one onside kick, whatever. They're right back in the game with the raining ball. We'd already fumbled at that point. So
Right, and we were lucky that we were able to hold them as well as we did. Probably knew you weren't going to shut them down completely, but to limit them and probably hurt at any time. Either one of these guys could break loose for a long touchdown.
Absolutely. That's right. I was very proud of our kids. Those kids, at the end of the day, as hard as they ran, I don't think they had to carry more than 12 yards.
Yeah.
So that was proud of our guys for, hey, they might have got a lot of 6-yard runs, 5-yard runs, but we had a lot of gang tackling. Say it that way. A lot of kids on the ball. It was hard to keep stats with tackles because there were several tackles, five kids all drop.
Yeah, it's a young team to add down there too. So it looks like in the future with Vickery and that young team when they get together, those number 15 quarterback be a substantial loss.
He's only a sophomore.
Was he?
Yeah. Him and a running back.
Oh my gosh! I thought he was older. He looks old. Plays old.
He does. Yeah, they'll have a good future with that kid.
I'll be darned.
They only have 4 upperclassmen.
Okay. I knew there wasn't many on there. And they I believe that's going back to where that was part of the old days. Was it Southern rival? Way
without my time.
Before you both. Yeah. Either way, though, great win. Just a fantastic game. You know, the weather, so forth. The guys glad to get on the bus and what he and all that stuff. So well done with that, coach. Moving along now to Brook. So it's quite a drive. It's my farthest gone. At least maybe us. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Columbiana might have been farther.
Yeah, possibly.
The nice thing is, well, it depends on traffic, how that goes.
Yeah.
At least we're on the highway the whole time.
Right.
Just hopefully we don't get too much traffic in the Cleveland area.
It's true.
But as far as Tripoli, it's probably an hour and 15 hours, maybe a little longer on the bus, but at least it's highway right off the highway. It's not bad. You get in the back road, you got 20 minutes to your trip. So.
Yeah, we're talking about Brooklyn High School, which is south of Hopkins Airport on the other side of Cleveland. So.
Lake Effect Media and Spartan Nation present Conneaut Spartans Football on WOW TV, 1360 AM and WOW 102.9, and always free. Brought to you by your great Spartan sponsors. Conneaut Dairy Queen. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a cool treat soon at your Conneaut DQ. Chris Breck State Farm Insurance. Here to help life go right. Conneaut Savings Bank. Come grow with us in Conneaut and Austinburg. University Hospital Conneaut Medical Center. Advancing the science of health and the art of compassion. Conneaut Save-A-Lot Food Store. Not lower quality, just the lowest prices every day. And Gertis Pharmacy. Family owned for over 60 years on Main Street, Conneaut.
And we're back here at, I'm sorry, I forgot it, Jerry Unger Stadium. This is the Brooklyn Hurricanes marching band that we're listening to as well on WOW Sports. And very good as well, very talented as well. Before that, the Conneaut Spartans marching band came out and performed really well. Their Chicago set list as well, and it was very good as always, led by Nate Wise, who helped us out in the past as well. We appreciate Nate Wise always putting on a good composition for our marching band as well, and leading our band as well as he does. So anyway, some scores around the league as well from updates that we have. Fort LaBeouf is trailing St. Clairsville from St. Clairsville, Ohio, 21-6. The Red Devils have that one at the half. Chardon Hilltoppers leading the South Rebels from Willoughby 35-7. Menor over top of Strongsville so far in half, 21-0. Jefferson Falcons leading Poland Seminary 13-0 at half. A lot of shutout games. Well, Slippery Rock over top of Wilmington 34-0. I mean, Wilmington used to be quite a dynamite school, and they just have not been the same this year. Slippery Rock, we remember them from a year ago. They were very good. So they keep on their tirade. Toronto over top of Pymatuning Valley we played them last week. Toronto got an easy lead on that one, 27-0 at half. Farrell over top of Sharon so far, 14-0. That's an old rivalry that's gone on for years. Grove City over top of Sharpsville, 24-7 at half. Kirkland over top of Edgewood, 30-0 at half. So Edgewood looking like they're going to drop that one and fall back in the rankings. Mayfield over top of Madison Blue Streaks, 33-0. Hickory over Greenville, 21-6. 14 all. Cathedral Prep tied up with Butler. Man, that's a tight one as well. Butler playing Cathedral Prep really well. They're a good school and big school as well, but surprised to see that. Holy Name from Parma Heights, 35-0 over Buckeye. Remember them from last year as well. They were a very good team. Cardinal Huskies over top of Cuyahoga Heights, 16-7. The Huskies have the lead. Jenner McLean over top of Fairview, but not as much of a blood as you'd think. 8-0, the Lancers have that one. Rootstown over top of Southeast, 12-7. That's an interesting score. And Perry over top of Geneva, 32-7. That was yesterday, actually, they played that one. So I think that's all the updates I have for football, at least. And for baseball, Cleveland Guardians won a nail-biter in the 10th inning over top of the Yankees, 4-2. Great pitching by Bieber. Went 5 2/3 innings. Only gave up 2 runs. The first 2 on a home run in the first inning. So good job by the Guardians, and they tie that one up going back to Cleveland tomorrow. 7:30, I believe, is first pitch. And the Patriots are playing the Browns. That one also at Municipal Stadium, or Cleveland Brown Stadium, the old Municipal Stadium. That one's a 1 o'clock game on Sunday. So you got the Guardians and the Browns playing both tomorrow. So that's going to be a very crazy day over in Cleveland. And that's it for scores around the league as well. A couple things I can play real quick. Quick Spartan Insider with one of our good guys that's playing as lights out tonight, one of our seniors, Moses Schwartz, on this Spartan Insider brought to you by WOW Sports.
And another quick stop by here. This is the Spartan Insider. With us now is Moses Schwartz, senior line, and a few other things you do for this team, as well as leader. And another quick stop by here. This is the Spartan Insider. With us now is Moses Schwartz, senior lineman, and a few other things you do for this team, as well as leadership up there on the line this year. Looking at the year, are you happy the way it's gone? Is it above and beyond where you thought you'd be, or pleasantly surprised, or what's it like?
I'm actually not too happy about it. I wish we were undefeated. We should be undefeated. We should not have lost our 2 games. I thought those were 2 mistakes that we shouldn't have had.
Well, that's true, especially when you lose 2 games for a total of 3 points. You know, that makes it tough. I mean, it does make it tough. But yeah, those things you just live and learn. And yeah, I know what you're saying. You should be probably already clinched up at the top in the Region 17, I think. But overall, though, I think you guys have improved every week, and you've become quite a football team.
Yeah, that's correct. Our goal right now, we're going for a home playoff game. That would be perfect. That would be great. And then hopefully for a win, and then more to come.
And, of course, that would involve with a win up in Brooklyn, playing the Hurricanes up there and coming home with the Harbor Creek Huskies, which would be a decent contest with those guys. But you guys will be home, and you'll be fired up because your own destiny will definitely be in control at that time. You're looking forward to what do you expect from Brooklyn? You watch the films right now as far as your job on the line against them guys. What do you think it's going to be like?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of film. All we got to do is all do our job, all be disciplined, and we should be able to take home the win for both teams. In fact, as long as we do our job, we're we're well of a good enough team to be able to win both games.
Any plans in the future, like sports here, basketball or baseball in the spring or college, any of those types of things?
I'm doing wrestling after this and track, but in college-wise, I'm not doing any sports. I'm going to be a businessman.
Oh, there you go. Throw up with that. Moses Schwartz, thanks for stopping by and talking to us. Really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All the best, too. That's Moses Schwartz here with another Spartan Insider. And another Spartan Insider. We're trying to talk with a couple of the seniors here to make sure that we have a conversation with them. And with us now is Larry Ham. Larry, thanks for stopping by.
No problem. It's good to be here.
What we like to do, Larry, is to just talk to the players so the listeners out there just get a feel for the player and what they're thinking and, their thoughts and so forth on the season. Of course, everybody's wondering, too, you intend, and I talked to Zach about it, you intend on playing basketball in the winter?
I do.
Oh, very good. That's excellent. Looking forward to that, too, as well. So any other players you know on the team that are going to play other than you and Zach?
We have number 10 for us, Thaddeus Huyo is going to play.
Okay.
Number 11, Noah Ham, my brother's going to play.
Oh, great.
I think number 64, Ryan Turner, he's going to play. And then we've got a couple other freshmen that are going to play and a couple other sophomores here and there.
As well as the just pure basketball players, too, that only do that sport. So it should be a nice mix between the two.
Yeah. We've got a lot of athletes that like doing both, so it's good to see. It's good to see the same guys in every sport. I
was really glad in that Northeast game to see you get up and finally walk away from that blind side shot you took on. That was unfortunate. Number 16. He just kind of, a little guy too. He just kind of turned at you and just let you have it.
I know. I was walking next to him. We were jogging next to each other. I thought the
play's
over.
Back, right?
Yeah,
right.
And he turns. He lowers his helmet into the bottom of my jaw. So
is that where it hit?
So it shot my neck down. So it hit my neck pretty bad.
Oh, I knew you were hurting. I really felt terrible about that. It looked like we could tell he hit it in the face mask. I didn't really know where it went.
Yeah, it was pretty much all in my neck.
Yeah. That was unfortunate, but I'm glad you got up and you feel fine. No problems after that at all?
None at all.
Yeah, those things do happen, but the ref was right there.
Yeah.
Saw the whole thing, so a little unusual. But, Larry, this year, has it gone the way that you had intended as far as the season goes with you as a senior on the team?
I'm pretty happy I'm getting to play this year. I didn't play. I was a sub last year for varsity, so I didn't play as much as I wanted to. But we're filling that role, and I'm finally getting to play. But on the season, it's been a good year, but we're not satisfied. We're not ready yet. We're not done.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the way Coach likes to look at it, too. One game, one play at a time, one snap at a time. We look down the road all the time, but he'd rather not, So that's the reality of the whole thing. Any plans for you, your ideas after school of things you plan on doing? Or
right now I intend on playing basketball at college. I've got a couple letters from different colleges, so looking into that.
Fabulous. Any schools you're particularly interested in? Or
I'm really interested in Youngstown State and Cleveland. Cleveland State.
Cleveland State. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. So we're going to look forward to. We cover all the games, not all the games, but we cover quite a few of them in basketball too as well. So we'll look forward to a nice season chatting with you on the sidelines of that too as well, along with Coach Tim. So thanks for stopping by and talking to us. Really appreciate it.
It's good to be here.
Larry Ham, another of the senior players here we're looking at with this edition of Spartan Insider.
And we're back here at Jerry Unger Stadium. And just getting set for second half. And that was a couple Spartan Insiders. The first one by Moses Schwartz, who was a senior as well on both sides of the ball as a lineman. And Larry Ham plays wide receiver for us this year and is also intending to play basketball for his last year at Conneaut. And that's very exciting as well, and feels like basketball season's already here almost, and getting close with just 2 regular season football games left to go. As we're set now for second half play, Conneaut's getting ready to kick off. Bryce Sperlin gonna take the honors on that one, and it's a little roller of a kick, and Conneaut going downfield really quick, trying to fight for that one. Man, Conneaut, nice kick. Caught him off guard a little bit. I'm not sure that they got it. And no, it looks like Brooklyn gets it. but they really were trying to sneak attack them.
Ball be placed at the 40-yard line. That's the Hurricanes will take over.
Catch them napping.
First and 10, Hurricanes.
And the Hurricanes get the ball at a nice favorable 40-yard line. But, you know, if you're Conneaut, you might as well try something like that, you know. I think it just went a little too far. If they'd kicked it a little bit shorter than that, they might have come up with it because they were booking it downfield. First and 10, Brooklyn from the 40. And the handoff, that is to Cogburn. He gets a few coming towards us, going left to right on your radio dial. Maybe a pickup of 3 up to the 43. Thank you for joining us as well for the Conneaut Save-A-Lot halftime recap, as well as our scores around the league that we always try to touch upon. And
Basinger's pass is complete to Oscar Davis.
Complete to Oscar Davis for about a 5-yard gain, I'd say. It's close. Maybe needs a yard to get. Maybe needs a yard to get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 on a comeback route for Davis. Conneaut still is not. It's not even really a yard. It's about a half, really. Conneaut still is looking to shut out the passing game, and they're giving up quite a bit of those short yardage plays to try to stop the deeper passing. And on 3rd down, he's going to be stood up and dragged way down.
Oscar Davis is stood up by a whole host of Spartan defenders. His forward progress is stopped at
I think that was Ty Koval and Zach Rice making that one, so it was a loss of quite a few. They're going to say it was about a 3-yard loss, so 4th and 3.
Winner, $230. The winning ticket number 392.
Good play by Conneaut. And at the 47-yard line, Brooklyn now has a little bit of a decision to make.
Opposite of the home side concession stand.
Looks like they're going for it. Empty backfield. Going for it with 4 wide right. An interesting formation. And pressure across the middle and almost picked off by Caden Hindley.
Basinger's pass is incomplete.
Caden was right there. I think it honestly hit him as almost as if he was the receiver. It was a bullet pass too. Man, I'm not sure anyone could have caught it. But Conneaut Spartans 4 and out rather. And a Conneaut Spartans first down brought to you by Gertie's Pharmacy, now in the 3rd generation of helping local families with all their health questions, comments, concerns, medicines, whatever you might need. And they're on Main Street. As always, you can stop in over the weekend and pick up anything essential or not. First down, Conneaut at the Brooklyn 47. And the handoff, Zach Rice. Zach Rice loses a yard probably. Dragged down by Anthony Starr. Starting to get a little predictable, it seems like, for this Hurricane defense.
That would bring up 2nd down 11.
Second and 11 upcoming at the 48 now. And Max over in shotgun. And he's going to hand off to Wyatt Payne. Wyatt Payne bursts up the middle. Nice pickup by Wyatt Payne. He's looking like he's moving the ball really well tonight. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten more carries, but he gets at least 5.
Dylan Smith in on coverage and the tackle for the Hurricanes. Ball placed out the 42-yard line.
It'll be it'll be a 7-yard gain, so 6-yard gain. So 3rd and 5 upcoming for Conneaut. Ball's at the 42. based on how Wyatt's running, I wouldn't mind trying that play again, but might be a little too. And Max slips up the middle, and he slips past another tackle, and Max Gleason looks like he's going to go all the way. Slips past all the tackles. Are there any flags down? No, that's a Conneaut Spartans touchdown on 3rd and 5. Takes it 42 yards for the score. Max Gleason on the keeper. Completely slipped between all the guys. I think they thought it was completely going to be a Zach Rice run. Instead, Max Gleason takes it 42 yards out for a Conneaut Spartans touchdown. This one brought to you by University Hospital, Conneaut Medical Center, advancing the science of health and the art of compassion for over 100 years. And Bryce Berlin kicks it, and that one's up and good for the second touchdown for Conneaut, making it a 14-7 game. And it looked like we were in doubt a little bit there for a while as far as how we could get back close to scoring. I guess the answer is you just take it 40 yards out for the score, according to Max, if it's that easy. And at 7:51 left to go in the third, Conneaut takes a 7-point lead.
14, your Brooklyn Hurricanes 7. Fans, we want to say thank you to those who make tonight's.
It's been a while since we'd scored, since early in the second quarter. So it's nice to see us answer back right out of the gate in the second half. Great play calling. And, good gutsy call plays by Rocco, of course, as I said in the past. Going for the onside kick. Hopefully they won't try it here, but good job trying to catch him off guard. They look like they're set up for it now, though. And that one definitely a lot more of a line drive kick. Picked up. And he's trying to get around the corner. And he does get around. And that's number 9. That is Cogburn. Gets to this sideline.
For the Hurricanes, he is forced out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
And he gets it all the way up to the 48 on that line drive ground ball kick.
The Chagrin Valley Conference is a proud partner of FRST, First Response Reports, Trauma, and Physicians Ambulance. Through this important partnership, FRST is helping prepare first.
And that's where Brooklyn will take over on downs.
Consistently respond to trauma on the field of play. Thank you to Physicians Ambulance and FRST for keeping our CVC community safe. For more information about this partnership, visit ChagrinValleyConference.com.
First down, Brooklyn. 48-yard line, 7:43 left to go in the third. And Basinger dropping back. He slips past our defensive end, and he's looking like he might run. He throws it, and he completes it. And he completes it all the way down towards the far sideline to Jackson Diller. That was a big pass, at least 20-yard gain, if not more.
7-yard line gain on the play results in a first down. 1st and 10, Hurricanes.
First down, Brooklyn, as they get it past the 30. They're at the 27 now, and that's the thing with them. They can always hit the home run ball, and Conneaut's definitely not come up with a solid, stable answer for that yet. First down, Brooklyn looking to throw. This time again, he completes it to number 6 over on this near sideline. That's another first down. At about the 13 is where they're going to stop it.
Now near the 13-yard line. Gain on the play results in a first down. 1st and 10, Hurricanes.
Good passing just overall by Basinger, and these wide receivers really are also very good at running routes and hanging on to the ball. So definitely got a lot better passing game than Cleveland Central Catholic, who had really threw the ball a lot, but really did not have a lot of success catching it. And up the middle, that's Smith.
Smith, the ball carrier.
Didn't get much there.
Moses Swartz on the
Moses Swartz making the stop for Conneaut. He keeps trying to come up with answers as best he can. He's trying to keep this
No
game
gain on the
out of
play,
reach
second down.
for the Hurricanes. And really no gain on that one. So 2nd and 10, ball still at the 13. Basinger dropping back. He's flushed out of the pocket. He finds a screen pass, incomplete.
Basinger's pass.
Cogburn was the intended receiver. That one was dropped. Was definitely too low.
Third down.
Great pressure by Darren Christine and the guys for Conneaut, trying to stop him from looking downfield. I mean, that's the thing. The more time he has, the more he's going to be able to throw downfield. So Rock knows that. You're going to have to just limit his ability, but he's also got wheels, so it's tough to really stop him. And no Jaden Anderson in either, so that's stopping our pressure. And he looks like he completed it. And it's a Brooklyn touchdown in the corner of the end zone.
To Oscar Davis, 13-yard completion.
Oscar Davis, wow, what a great pass by
Hurricanes.
Great pass by Basinger, just rolling out and completes it to the near corner. And another firework for the Hurricanes. And they're 1 point away from tying it up. Hatab is in the kick for the Hurricanes. Looked pretty good his last kick, so Brooklyn moved the ball with a lot of efficiency. Oh, and a timeout call.
Timeout on the field.
Not sure who that was by.
This timeout gives us a chance to acknowledge and thank those who
But that makes it 14-13 Conneaut, folks. This game has been tight all the way through. And
Ariana Rodriguez.
There's a lot of things here that Conneaut still needs to clean up with the passing defense, pass protection, but
Isabella Hinkle, CC Jackson.
But they have not come up with an answer at all, really, so far this year. That's where they've gotten burned pretty much in every game that they've either had a close game or they've lost. Have been because of giving out too big of chunk yardage plays with the passing game against some of these really good quarterbacks like Basinger, Jackson Humes. Yeah, just really overall just something they're still working on. And on the extra point, Hatab kicks it, and that one's real strong. That one's all the way back towards the track. That one's good, and that makes it a tie game, folks.
And the kick by Hatab, good. 6:10 remaining in the third quarter. Your Brooklyn Hurricanes, 14. The Conneaut Spartans, 14.
And with that, it makes it 14-all between Brooklyn and Conneaut. 6:10 left to go in the third quarter. Conneaut's going to get the ball back, though, so they just got to keep the pressure on.
For the playoffs. Information regarding tickets for volleyball and soccer, both the boys and the girls, available on our website.
This Spartan possession brought to you by Conneaut Dairy Queen, of course, and reminding you about our Dairy Queen Player of the Game upcoming after the end of the game as well. We always come up with a great Conneaut player that deserves the Dairy Queen Player of the Game honors. Last week it was Zach Rice, undoubtedly, who set the Conneaut Spartans career rushing record. Already taking over Mike Williams, who had previously been sitting at 3,005 yards. And, of course, always brought to you by your Conneaut Dairy Queen. Remember, the blizzard for October is Snickers Brownie Blizzard. And, of course, you got the whole Brazier menu, chicken strip baskets as well, very good. Snack burgers as well, their signature snack burgers as well, always a great choice. Check them out tonight before they close. If you're tuning us in on the radio, or drop in for a nice ice cream cake as well at your local Conneaut DQ. And we'll name our player of the game after the end. And the kick by Hatab, and hits him right in the bread basket, and picked up and run with it. That was Wyatt Payne. And did fumble it a little bit there, but picked it up and got it up to about the 35.
Troy Turner on the return for the Spartans.
They're saying Troy Turner. I missed that one if he was out there for recovery, but Troy Turner gets a return back up to the 35, so that's where Conneaut will take over. So decent field possession. 6 minutes left to go in the third. Wyatt Payne on Max Gleason's left side. 2 wide left and 2 wide right. And Max looking to throw it, and he's now rushing out of pocket. And he's trying to fight his way back up, and he does get quite a few yardage on that design pass play. Nothing was really developing, though, downfield.
The 38-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down 7 for the Spartans.
Pushed out of bounds at about the 38, and that's where we'll get it. 2nd and 7 for Conneaut. Max Gleason just scored the Conneaut Spartans' last touchdown. So he's been having a lot more success so far tonight with his legs than with his arm, but he's gotten a couple completed passes tonight. And a run up the middle. I think that was Wyatt. I'm not sure.
Wyatt Payne, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Wyatt now out there as our main running back. Zach's out there, though, so lined up as a wide receiver.
3 for the Spartans.
And on 3rd and 3, the handoff is to Wyatt Payne. Wyatt Payne slips, and I think he fell down all by himself there, really. But he gets himself a Conneaut Spartans first down, folks.
Carrier.
Great run by Wyatt Payne.
He is ruled down at the Hurricane 49-yard line. Game the play results in the first down, 1st and 10.
Pass midfield there at the 49, so great pickup by Wyatt and pass midfield. Oof. And a flag's thrown. I think they might be calling offsides.
Snap, dead ball, encroachment.
Yeah, I think it was encroachment on Brooklyn, so another good break for Conneaut.
5-yard penalty.
Moving up 5.
Down at the 44-yard line, 1st and 5 for the Spartans.
Ball's up now to the 44, so it's 1st and 5 Conneaut. Think they know it's a run play. No, Max is back to throw it, and he's got a wobbler, and he completes it to Zach Rice. And Zach Rice on a wobbler pass gets it. 1st and 5 from 44 yards out. That's a completion. Zach Rice has got a touchdown, and it wasn't pretty, folks, but Max completes it to Zach. And a 44-yard touchdown for Conneaut. Takes the lead yet again. Man. Oh, and the flag's thrown on the extra point.
Encroachment, the call against the Hurricanes.
Encroachment against Brooklyn, so they're going to move it up from the 2 to the 1. Does Conneaut go for 2 here, or they still kick it? I'd say probably just stick with what you always go for, but they're changing out some players. The only thing you got to worry about is that Brooklyn's kicker is pretty good, so you can't expect him to miss. But looks like Conneaut will go for it now. They're at their 1 yard out. Oh boy, and the ball's loose, and That was a disaster extra point attempt. I probably would have just kicked it, but no good for Conneaut, so they only get the 6, folks. Bringing it to 20-14 Conneaut with a 6-point lead. So you gotta work your best and try to shut down Brooklyn at all costs. As it's getting colder here, it's still pretty warm though, 50 degrees in Brooklyn. Making it a little easier if it was colder, I think, and a little wetter like last week. I think the passing game would be really tough to pull off. Like last week when we played Pime Tuning, both teams really could not get a handle on the ball, especially Max, really, for Conneaut. Had some issues holding on to the ball, but we still came out with a win, with a 28-6 win over Pime Tuning. And Conneaut will kick off at the 40 with 4:31 left to go in the third. 20-14 Conneaut with the lead on that 44-yard pass from Max Gleason and an onside roller kick. That one's picked up pretty easily by Brooklyn, and Brooklyn's got a nice return. That was number 11. They're just trying to keep it away from their big explosive weapons for Brooklyn at all costs. But nice return for number 11. That was Dominic Pytel. And at the 47, Brooklyn's just got great field position again, which is not great for Conneaut, but they can still make the stop and try to come out here with keeping the lead in the third quarter. 4:25 left to go, so Brooklyn has plenty of time to go downfield. First down, and that's Basinger rolling back. He dropped way back, and he's slinging it way deep, and he throws it over the head of his receiver. And I think Max Gleason was also in coverage. Jackson Diller was the intended wide out and threw it past both of them, and incomplete. Second down upcoming. One thing is definitely that Basinger has not thrown any picks so far tonight, despite his number of attempts. One was pretty close. Caden Heinley, I think, could have come up with it if it was probably about 5 miles an hour slower. It was a bullet of a pass. But Basinger's played a pretty clean game for the Hurricanes. And he's flushed out of pocket, and he's sacked, folks, by Zach Rice. Zach Rice just came in like a madman in a big-time loss, over 10 yards, and all the way back to the 33 is where Brooklyn will get it. That Conneaut Spartans sack brought to you by Chris Breck State Farm. Consider bundling your insurance coverage and saving money. Call 593-1191. Chris Breck State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right.
3rd and 25 for the Hurricanes.
And Basinger's been really good at preventing these sacks because of his wheels and his arm. I mean, he really has not gotten into much trouble tonight. We've given a ton of pressure, but he's pretty much squeaked his way out of every single opportunity for Conneaut, with a couple exceptions, and that one being one of the biggest ones for Conneaut. And on 3rd and long, Basinger's throwing a wobbler deep. He's got a man and almost picked off by Wyatt Payne. He could have definitely had that one. He undercut Anthony Starr. Could have come up with it, but just dropped it. And Wyatt Payne still with a great play.
That game begins at 7:30 at Waynedale.
And bringing up 4th and long, Brooklyn will kick this one.
Again, all information regarding Hurricane playoffs.
Didn't take off much time off the clock either on a bunch of pass plays, so only 3:12 left to go in the third.
Hurricanes in punt formation.
Not sure if that's Anthony Starr, who that is for the Hurricanes, but at punt formation, Oh, and they might have got a tip hand on it. And it wasn't a good kick, and I think maybe it was a slight tip by Ty Koval getting inside there. Not sure, but either way, it was not a very good kick, and Conneaut will take over at their own 49-yard line is where they're marking it. So great defense, great pressure by Conneaut on special teams, stopping an even better kick that would have pinned him way back. And despite Jaden Anderson's absence on defense, they're still creating a lot of pressure. First down yet again for Conneaut, right shy of midfield. And on the cross pattern, looks like they hand it off to Zach.
Royce, the ball carrier. Nate Wilson.
Call it a cross draw between Wyatt Payne and Zach.
Kind
of an interesting play where Wyatt starts to go one way first, and then Zach takes the ball and goes the other way. Only a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 at the 50. Conneaut just got to not turn the ball over, and even if they don't get a first down. Oh, and he was hit real hard. Going for it. Looked like he wanted to throw to Wyatt, but wisely didn't and hung on to it. But he lost maybe a half or maybe 1 yard on that one, but hung on to it, which is really all you want. And Max is coming off the field real quick. So I think Caden's gonna play this one from quarterback, who's had a lot of success for Conneaut this year from the QB position, but missed some time when he injured himself running the ball at the quarterback position. That was way back in forget if that was the Western Reserve game, but it was way back week 2 or week 3. Maybe it's Columbiana. It's a while ago. So he missed, I think he missed 1 game. Oh, and the ball's loose. And
the play is recovered by the Spartans.
Recovered by Caden Heinley, but a bad transition between Caden and Zach. Not in cohesion there. So it could have been a turnover right at the 45, so wisely it doesn't happen. So Conneaut 3 and out, they're going to kick the ball, but that's better than turning it over there. .55 seconds left to go in the third. And Bryce with a nice kick over to the side, and it actually takes kind of a unfavorable bounce. And it's going to be knocked down at about the 29. So that's where Brooklyn will take it.
Out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That's where the Hurricanes will take over. 1st and 10 Hurricanes.
And the Hurricanes going to have the possession again. And another chance to get downfield and tie the game up with 46 seconds left to go in the third. Then we'll flip directions. But as far as a nice, fall night, folks, you couldn't ask for better than this. It's 50 degrees, no wind really. And Basinger flushed out. He rolls out by Ty Koval. And he completes it down in the near sideline to Anthony Starr. And he got a few. Maybe a 5-yard pickup.
Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
And yeah, ball's at the 36. Conneaut still creating a lot of pressure, but Basinger seems like he's not too phased by rolling out and getting away from some of our impeding blitzers. The pass complete to number 4, but he actually might have been driven back close to the line of scrimmage. And the hit by Darren Christine.
Forward progress is ruled stopped at the 39-yard line.
Forward progress, though. He's close to a first down. They're not giving it to him. They're going to measure it. Yeah, they're going to come out and measure it. They got to come all the way over to the bench over here. Zoom in on this one a little bit to see where we're at.
It was on the play, first and 10, Hurricane.
Yeah, they just got it. I mean, it was pretty close. It was a matter of inches, but he got the first down. That's fine for Conneaut. No doubt Brooklyn would have gone for it the next play anyway, so, yep. So ball's at the 39. Brooklyn coach using some extra time to talk it over a little bit. And they may not run a play before third quarter. Yep, looks that way. So that's where the third quarter will end and the fourth quarter will begin at the Brooklyn 39-yard line. We'll take this brief timeout and come back for the last quarter. Stick around, folks. It's a close one. Conneaut 20, Brooklyn 14 on WOW Sports.
To begin the fourth quarter of play, ball spotted at the 39-yard line. First and 10, Hurricanes.
And we're back at Jerry Unger Stadium in Brooklyn, Ohio. As third quarter flips over to fourth quarter, and almost a disastrous play. But on the flip over to Cogburn saved a play.
Completion to Cogburn.
The flag thrown way after the play. I'm not sure who that Conneaut Spartan was coming in at Basinger, but it was looking like a sack until he just dumped it out to Cogburn. Managed to salvage some yardage. Still think it was a loss no matter what, and it's against Brooklyn, so it's going back. I'm not sure. Must be a hold. I missed the call. They're going way back. They're going, we'll see, back to the 15.
The penalty against the Hurricanes puts the ball back at the 15-yard line.
I missed the call, but it must have been something pretty bad. So with that said, it's going to be first down, and it's still going to be first down and long. I don't even want to count. It's 30-something, 40. So Brooklyn all the way back at their own 15, but they got the ability to get out of this one. And a sack, big-time sack by Darren Christine. I think it was Darren.
Darren Christine on the hit for the Spartans. Ball placed at the 10-yard line. Second down.
And a loss again. That one's now back at the 10. So Brooklyn now looking at a 2nd and 39. Haven't seen one this deep in quite some time, although I think not that long ago, Conneaut was in the similar situation where a couple penalties, and they were looking at like a 2nd and 35 or a 3rd and 35. Really starts to look grim, folks, when you're that deep. But I'll just say it again: Basinger has the ability to throw deep, and you got to watch out for these passes. And that one intended for
Basinger's pass is incomplete.
number 4,
intended
Oscar
for
Davis.
Oscar Davis. The incompletion will bring up 3rd down.
That's
3rd and
incomplete.
39 for the Hurricanes.
Threw it too low for him, I think, and let him a little too much. And bringing up 3rd and long, folks. Conneaut, if they can even just stop them within 10 yards or so and pin them at the 20, they're going to get very good field position to get their offensive drive. 10:24 left to go in this game. (20-14) Conneaut. It's been neck and neck all game. And the snap, Basinger looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket again, and he's looking to run. And he gets it all the way up to close to the line of scrimmage.
He brings the ball out to the Hurricane 38-yard line.
So he gave up quite a bit, but at the expense of stopping them for not throwing the ball, I guess, which is really what they wanted. And
result will play is 4th down, 4th and
so it's
11
4th and 11, so it's still kind of not as far as you'd like, but hopefully they kick here, and I think they will. They look to be in punt formation. Got enough time left if you're Brooklyn to get the ball back again. It's only a 1-score game. And back deep for Conneaut is Caden Heinley. And that one, a low snap and a high kick. Oh, and Caden Heinley missed the catch, and I think he gave it up, folks. That was not good. And Brooklyn has the ball at the 30-yard line.
Belongs to the Hurricanes. Recovery, number 24, Nate Wilson. Ball placed on the 30-yard line.
That one just came right out. Caden, I think, was thinking too much about the guys coming downfield. And that one's just really bad for Conneaut. And now Brooklyn has the ball at the 30 after having it at the 10. So they just move the ball up just like that. What is that? That's 60 yards upfield within a matter of a few plays. And a bad play by Conneaut. And a deep pass. And I think that's incomplete to the sideline.
For Oscar Davis is incomplete. He's ruled out of bounds. There's a flag on the play.
I think they call holding on Brooklyn. Looks like over on this side. But the intended pass to Oscar Davis was incomplete on the far sideline.
Holding the call against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, holding against Brooklyn, so backing him up more, which is helping Conneaut.
40-yard line.
.9:46 left to go in the game. Brooklyn got the ball back on a botched punt return by Caden Heinley. Just really took his eyes off it, and it went right through his hands. And he couldn't get back to pick it up in time. I'm not sure who made it back for Brooklyn, but to get the land on the ball. But unfortunately, another fourth quarter nightmare for Conneaut as they have the lead, but they have impending strike and almost sacked by Conneaut. Zach Rice looking to get it, and he completed it downfield, and
Basinger's pass is complete. Complete to Jackson Diller.
Jackson Diller with the catch for Brooklyn, and it's close to a first down, but not quite there after the holding call. It's close.
Ball just shy of the 20-yard line at the 21. Again, the play results in a second down. Second and a yard.
Second and 1 left upcoming at the 21. And Basinger coming off the sideline, getting the play call. Second and 1, 8:40 left to go in the game, folks. Really tight. It's been back and forth all game. And timeout call by Brooklyn. Want to discuss this one further. For sure, definitely can't take enough time to think this one over if you're Brooklyn. And Connie needs to regroup definitely quite a bit. And they've given up way too many plays as well through the air, despite the botched special teams play by Caden. Really can't fault that as much as how much you've given up through the air defensively tonight.
As a reminder for postgame
and Conneaut, potentially, if Brooklyn scores, they're going to give up their most points that they've given up all year. We'll see, though. We'll see if they do.
Thank you for your cooperation in vacating the stands. You're welcome to find over to the home side to watch our fireworks display. Again, postgame fireworks following tonight's game in honor of senior night.
I think the most they've given up is 17 all season, so. Join us as well after the game for the Dairy Queen Player of the Game announcement brought to you by your local Conneaut DQ. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a cool treat soon. And on second down, Basinger actually runs with it himself on a design run play.
On the keeper, he pushes the pile past the 20, inside the 20.
First down,
19.
Brooklyn.
Play will be a first down.
Only needed one to get there, and he got it. Ball's at the 19-yard line, so first and 10, Brooklyn. And Basinger rolling left. He's flushed out by Caden Heinley. Oh, and he completed it somehow.
Basinger's pass is complete. Completion of Oscar Davis.
I think Caden was really trying to get after him there and was trying to make up for the lost play that he had. But instead it was complete, but only a pickup about 6. So you got to take those as much as you can to stop those deep plays that you were giving up all first half. Second and 4, ball's at the 13-yard line. Basinger in an empty backfield with pressure from Conneaut, and he slings it over sideline, incomplete. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Basinger's pass to Oscar Davis is incomplete. He is ruled out of bounds. Incompletion to bring up third down.
Trying to toe the line there on the near sideline, but I think he was definitely out of bounds. Good pass protection by Conneaut. Aiden Davison was in coverage for Conneaut. Third and 4 upcoming. Another really big spot for both teams. 7:45 left to go. Then if Brooklyn scores, it's just a kind of a question of going for the extra point to take the lead, or which would make a lot of sense there. And Incomplete.
Basinger's pass is incomplete.
Nice pressure by Zach Rice. He was just completely, he wasn't picked up at all. That's bringing up second down, or I'm sorry, 4th and 4. And they're not going to kick a field goal. They're going to go for it. Of course, why wouldn't you, right? You're down 6. You need the 6. Basinger rolling out right, and he's got pressure on him. And picked off by Wyatt Payne. Wyatt Payne picks off Basinger, his first interception of the night, and it's a big one, folks, for Conneaut. Conneaut finally gets a break of their own, and they intercept the ball, but they're way deep in their territory at the 6 or 7 yard line. But Wyatt Payne, who almost had one last quarter, came up very close and tried to undercut a pass, finally gets one tonight. It's Conneaut's first interception in quite some time. That could be the play of the game, depending on how the rest of this unfolds. And Caden Hindley's thanking Wyatt Payne right now for sure. He's like, man, thank you so much, because at least we stopped him from scoring on that drive after having the ball at the 30. And first down, Wyatt Payne with the carry. Wyatt Payne's going up the middle, and he shakes one tackle. He's on the near sideline, folks. He's get the 50. He undercuts the other guy, the 40, the 30. He could go all the way from the 7 yard line. Wyatt Payne, after intercepting the ball, takes it 93 yards for the score.
Touchdown, Spartans.
Wyatt Payne just pretty much became Dairy Queen player of the game. Without even anything we have to worry about the rest of the game. 2 plays, folks, intercepting the ball and a 93-yard run for a touchdown. You can lock it up now. That's my vote. And man, it's been so close all game, too. I mean, that was just great blocking all the way downfield by Conneaut. And he slipped between it, and no penalties either, which is fortunate for Conneaut. Some of those usually do not end well. And a run up the middle for 2 points, and that one's good. So Conneaut recovers the extra point that they missed with 2-point conversion by Zach Rice, and that makes it 28-14, folks. Now they got the lead by 2 scores and gives them some breathing room. This has been a close game all night, and now they've at least got a little bit of room to breathe. But 7:13 left to go in the game. Really can't relax yet. And Conneaut, from this point out, they don't have to be fancy at all. They just have to play really solid defense and take care of the ball offensively. Play a little bit cleaner on special teams, and they should seal this game away. 7:13 left to go, though. Still, you got to be worried in the deep down that Brooklyn has a lot of answers and a lot of tricks up their sleeve to get at least another touchdown on the board for themselves. If not 2. And a nice strong kick by Bryce, and picked up at the 25 by number 6. And he's running the far sideline. And he's knocked out of bounds finally at about the 35. That's where Brooklyn will get it. That was Anthony Starr.
Fans, once again, a reminder about post-game fireworks at the conclusion of tonight's game. All of the
And nice fireworks that they've got, too. At the conclusion of the game, they had fireworks for each of Brooklyn's 2 offensive scores.
Again, post-game fireworks will be here following tonight's game.
And Brooklyn will take over at the 36. And I got to say, too, that Conneaut Spartans have stepped up really well defensively with the absence of Jaden Anderson. That's something definitely to note, who left in the second quarter with an ankle sprain. And this pass overthrown, I think intended for Starr.
Incompletion will bring up second down.
Overthrown. Definitely one thing we've seen is too much zip on some of these passes. So 2nd and 10. Seven minutes left to go. And Basender rolling out left, and he's looking like he might run with it. Nope, he might throw it. And he stays in bounds and takes a big hit.
Basinger, the ball carrier.
And he doesn't want to get, yeah. Nice gesture by Dylan Phillip, who laid the hit on him, tried to help pick him up, but
Dylan Phillip on the hit for the Spartans. Loss of the play. Puts the ball at the 30-yard line. 3rd down 16 for the Hurricanes.
bringing up 3rd and long for Conneaut. That was a loss of 6. 3rd and 16, ball's at the 30. Whoa, and bunch of movement. Yeah.
Right prior to the snap,
False start on Brooklyn. Everyone was moving before the ball was snapped. And it'll back them up 5 more, so it's going to be a 3rd and 21 upcoming. .545 left to go. And a timeout called by the Brooklyn coach. So that will be it for at least this one. It's been a whirlwind of a game tonight, folks. We'll talk a little bit at the end of the game and the recap, but man, great control by our offense overall tonight. And if we can still hold this Brooklyn team to 14 points, that'll be an absolute win, because I got to say they were a great team offensively. They moved the ball really well through the air, especially. They really didn't run the ball a lot unless it was Basinger keeping the ball himself out of the quarterback position, but they moved the ball really well through the air offensively. He had 83 yards or 82 yards passing at half. So I'd be surprised if he didn't eclipse the 200-yard mark in this game. But really impressed by him, despite that one pick at the end that really wasn't a great pass by him. But he's played really well, and this has been a great offensive team. So we only have him at 14 so far tonight, and that's got to be impressive in itself. And great pressure by Moses, and downfield, Max Gleason. Good protection, and it's incomplete, intended for number 4, That was Oscar Davis. And there's a flag thrown well after the play. And I think it's against Brooklyn.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, a call against the Hurricanes.
Yep, I think it was Oscar Davis who was the intended receiver and had some things to say about that, but it was already pretty deep and they're moving it back quite a bit more, so on 4th down.
The enforcement of that penalty will put the ball down at the 13-yard line.
So they'll kick it.
For the Hurricanes.
If you're Brooklyn, you're thinking kick it back to Caden Heinley on a nice high kick. Try to get down there. And Caden better get his handle on it. And that one goes out of bounds near the near sideline, so Caden doesn't even have a chance to get a return on it. It goes out of bounds at about the 30.
Hurricane punt goes out of bounds. We place down at the 35.
35. So a kick of about 20 yards.
For the Spartans.
Brooklyn just did not have a very good kick there, and not a lot of answers offensively to try to get the ball downfield again. Conneaut Spartans take over at the 35. And again, if you're Conneaut, you just have to play really smart and conservative and run the clock. Brooklyn has no more timeouts, so you've got all 3, so just got to run the clock out as best you can and keep and hang on to the ball. Doesn't even really matter if you really get the first down. Just run it down as best you can. .5:30 left to go in the game. And the handoff is to Zach Rice. Zach Rice cuts upright, and Zach Rice, he's almost going all the way, and he's in for the end zone.
Into the end zone for the touchdown.
Flag's on the play. Might be a holding call. It was right at the point when Zach crossed through the line of scrimmage, so maybe. Holding against Conneaut, so that one's coming back.
Holding the call against the Spartans.
It almost seemed too easy for it to be true, so I guess it was not true. And it'll come back. The ball was at the 30.
Ball we placed down at the 32-yard line.
At the 32. Okay. So I think it's at the spot of the foul, which was like the 27, I guess, -5, I suppose. And 1st and 7, and handoff to Zach Rice up the middle. Zach Rice fights his way upfield, and he gets a Conneaut Spartans first down. And guys are shoving. And there's a fight breaking out. And the ref just threw his hat after all the flags were thrown. And number 4 for Brooklyn was definitely not happy about that sequence. Oscar Davis. Moses Schwartz got in there too. Darren Christine threw his hands up, was not trying to get involved with it, but Moses was shoving there at the end of the play. And this will take a long time to kind of sort this one out. Looks like it's going to be on both teams a little bit. We'll see how it unfolds. But, of course, as I mentioned, right after the end of the game, the Dairy Queen Player of the Game honors will be announced. And, of course, we always like to honor at least one player, sometimes 2, depending. Depending on how the game unfolds, we have an offensive and a defensive player of the game, or we just have one collective player. So we'll see. I'm still thinking about it. I may look to my producers, back in the studio for some input. But Megan Lebzelder, I want to appreciate your help producing tonight, as you have done all season. And Matt Jarvie as well, with the being the director and giving me some inside scoops as well, my man in the field. Steve Grant, if you're listening, hopefully we'll catch up with you eventually, but you've been out for quite a while. He's still on IR, so we'll have to get him back in eventually if he passes concussion protocol. But Billy Ciccatelli, too, was here tonight, but was with his family, so he couldn't help me out. But always like having Billy help me out as well up here in the booth. 28-14, Conneaut with the lead on that breakaway play by Wyatt Payne that put him up 14. It was a 93-yard run. This one's a very, very long discussion with the refs, and the coaches are not involved at all, so it's just the refs trying to sort this all out. I'm kind of surprised they haven't concluded something. The ref finally picked up his hat. He threw his hat after everything's really started getting out of hand. But all the refs threw their flags at some point. In either case, it's going to be Conneaut Spartan ball somewhere. I think that's the thing too, is like Conneaut had the ball and then that escalated between Brooklyn and Conneaut, and I think now it's just whether Conneaut has it upwards or backwards, and there was some involvement by both teams. Brooklyn seemed like
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Hurricanes.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm not sure what all those signals are, but that's all right. I think he's confused. That's all right. We're getting in here. Got to show some of it. Okay. Well, it was definitely unsportsmanlike against Brooklyn, and I'm not sure if there was anything called against Conneaut. It's really offsetting, I guess, is what they're saying, although there's a lot of signals all over the place, so all right. Still haven't gotten it quite ironed out, although the referees are over talking to Coach Rocco. Rocco's still pretty unsure himself on this, but not sure if either player is going to be able to play the rest of the game or not. I would say in either case I wouldn't chance it regardless, but if there's any bad blood between two players. And the home crowd still in support of him. Number 4 for Brooklyn's over on the sideline, so he's not in anyway. All right. Unsportsmanlike.
An additional unsportsmanlike conduct has been assessed to the Hurricanes.
Well, so I think it's just one. I think that just I could be wrong. So it's one penalty, one call against Brooklyn, and not offsetting. So they move it up to the 16. All right. Well, at least we're somewhere. Still 5:14 left to go in this game, so it's really just been stagnant for over 5 minutes now. It's almost 10 minutes of just sorting out that one play that resulted in kind of almost like a fist fight between teams. And the ball is low and picked up by Max. Max picks it up and runs with it in for the score on a botched play. A broken play, which Max picked it up off the ground and ran for it in for the score. That was almost too easy, even though it wasn't even really designed that way. And another Conneaut Spartans touchdown. That one brought to you by Gertie's Pharmacy, now in the 3rd generation, helping local families with all their health questions, concerns, medicines. Stop in now. It's flu season, so get your vaccine at Gertie's Pharmacy on Main Street. And the kick by Bryce Sperlin is good.
Just over 5 minutes remaining.
And that puts Conneaut up 35-14 with 5 minutes left to go in the game. This one now is all of a sudden turned one-sided after it was a close game all the way through, and now it's a 3-touchdown game. Very, very surprising how this has changed in the last quarter. Conneaut has not really been I'll be honest with you, they've not really been a very good 4th quarter team. They've won of the games that were tight in the 4th quarter. I mean, it was, Northeast was an unfortunate one that they lost, as well as Edgewood week 1. Western Reserve was down to the wire in the last quarter, so they won that one on the road, which was great for them. So games decided, with one score or less really have been not in favor of Conneaut so far this year. So tonight looks like they're going to get it, and it's not going to show up that way. But this game was extremely close all game. I think really what it was is the two plays that really went against Brooklyn were the interception by Basinger and then the 93-yard run by Wyatt Payne to put him up 14. I'm not sure what's going on. To kick it or not kick it? They not lined up right here. I think they got to get a guy over there. They don't even have enough guys out there. Maybe it looks like, and they're not lined up properly. They got a 78 coming in now. Okay, there we go. They didn't allow him to kick off. And picked up by number 7. Haven't really seen him yet for Brooklyn.
Aiden Nelson on the return for the Hurricanes. He's brought down near the 38-yard line.
Aiden Nelson, a senior as well.
1st and 10, Hurricanes.
Hurricanes will get the ball with under 5 minutes left to go. They're going to get it at the 38. And they're heading right to left on our radio dial. It's been a long game. Exactly, I'm aware of that. We got to wrap this up for sure. It's been a long game. It's already 9:40, and we still got 5 minutes left to go. And it's been a lot of stoppage of play, penalties, this and that, timeouts. You know, definitely crucial timeouts because it's been a very close game all game. Brooklyn's already used up all their timeouts. I think early in the fourth quarter they used their last one. And they're really taking their time just getting set up in formation. They got a whole bunch of new guys in, it looks like. And number 8 looks like is keeping it himself from the quarterback position.
Anthony Starr, the ball carrier.
It's number 6, Anthony Starr. Okay. So he looked like he was playing quarterback or hanging on from the wildcat position. And they don't have Jaden Basinger in anymore, it looks like. He's not out there from what I can see. Now it looks like they barely, they have a very big team, you know, with a lot of players, and now it looks like they barely have enough guys to be out there. They only have, looks like maybe 7 or 8 on the sidelines. The rest of them all left. 3:50 left to go, and Starr looking to run from the quarterback position, and he's going to make it upfield past the line of scrimmage and picks up a couple.
Starr, the ball carrier. Brian Turner on the head for the Spartans. Ball spot at the 41-yard line.
And some shaking of hands between Gavin Nesbitt and I think Victor Alonso. I'm not sure. Or is it Dante Kinney for Brooklyn? So 3 minutes left to go. They're just kind of slow playing it a little bit, trying to get lined up. And dropping back to pass, Starr, but he's keeping it himself, and he's dragged down by, I think, Dylan Phillip.
Starr is dropped in the backfield.
Dylan Phillip has a sack tonight. Lost a couple for Brooklyn, and bringing up 4th and long.
Loss of the play results in 4th down, 4th and 10 for the Hurricanes.
So it'll be a question if they kick it or not. Looks like they're lined up too. Caden back to receive. He'll get one last chance to redeem himself here with a kick, and on a one bouncer, Caden Heinley recovers it, and he picks it up, and he gets a nice little return. Back up to about the 40.
Dylan Smith on the initial hit for the Hurricanes. Ball spotted.
Dylan Smith
line.
Making the stop for the Hurricanes.
Play.
Oh, holding against Conneaut. Okay.
Holding the call against the Spartans. That will adjust the spot of the ball. 10-yard penalty. We'll put the ball down at the 29-yard line. Now, so the Spartans will take over 1st and 10.
and they're going to back it up even more. But Conneaut has a minute 48 left to go to wind down the clock. Folks, it's been a great game. Overall, it was, if everyone watching at home or listening on your radio dial, it was a very exciting game. If you're just tuning in, 35-14 Conneaut Spartans with the lead now. But it was not a blowout at all by any means. It was a close game all the way through, as Max Gleason comes in and takes a kneel maybe this time, and then he might need to take one or two more. We'll see. They just want to close this one out.
Second and 11.
As we start to wind down a little bit, as I was saying, it was a very very close game. It was tight, 7-7 at half, and Conneaut Spartans answered back with another score to put them up 14-7. Then just like that, Brooklyn answered back. Seemed like they always had the answer offensively. Another kneel down for Max. Might need to kneel it down one more time. But looked like Brooklyn had the answer to strike right back with their dynamic passing game between Jaden Basinger, their quarterback, who's very dynamic passing and running the ball very fast, evaded a lot of sacks. We only got to him behind in the backfield really a couple times all game, because he was very good at throwing it out of bounds and also throwing it out to his wide receivers. He had Jackson Diller, Oscar Davis, and Anthony Starr, and Ramier Cogburn also running the ball, was a dynamic threat and also doing the returns on special teams. So really a great group of athletes on Brooklyn's team, and really kept them in the game the whole game. It was actually really intense, to be honest, to watch this entire one. But Basinger was one of the best quarterbacks we faced all year, maybe aside from Jackson Humes. But Conneaut Spartans walk away from this one 35-14. They win this one. Your Conneaut Dairy Queen player of the game tonight, I'm going to give it to no other than Wyatt Payne. You got to give it to him because he intercepted that pass going downfield. Basinger trying to throw it downfield to get it in the end zone, and Wyatt Payne undercut the pass. He actually had another opportunity earlier in the third quarter to intercept a pass, but ended up dropping it. And the first and only pick for Basinger tonight was a pick thrown to Wyatt Payne right at the goal line. And that was really arguably the play of the game. But not only did Wyatt Payne just intercept it and get it out to about the 7-yard line, and that's where Conneaut took over. Wyatt Payne gets the first carry on that offensive drive and takes it 93 yards in one run right down the field. And he might not have even been touched that play, maybe by a couple. He really slipped between a couple tackles and used his electric speed tonight. He was really the dynamic runner. Zach Rice was very good tonight, especially early on to control the tempo of the game. But Wyatt Payne was the deciding factor tonight on offense and defense tonight. So I solely give it to him for offense and defensive Dairy Queen Player of the Game honors. I would also give it to one guy tonight, too, just to highlight Moses Schwartz as a defensive player really stepped up and created a lot of pressure on Basinger, who is a very fast quarterback. Moses, unfortunately, got wrapped up in the fight at the end of the game there a little bit, but I think he was just sticking up for his teammates, really, so I can't fault him there. But Moses Schwartz definitely deserves some honors, as well as a lot of players tonight that played really well. Max played well again tonight, as I said, Zach. So anyway, that's it from us here. I could talk about some scores around the league, but really that's about it. Grove City over top of Sharpsville tonight, 38-22. Menor over top of Strongsville, 38-3. And Farrell over top of Sharon, 28-7. St. Clairsville over top of Fort LaBeouf, 41-12. Jefferson over top of Poland Seminary, 27-13. Toronto over top of Pymatuning Valley, 34-8. That's a good one for us in a way. But Slippery Rock over Wilmington, 41-13. 56-20. Chardon over top of South. Kirkland over top of Edgewood, 44-0. Cathedral Prep over top of Butler, 40-14. Hickory over top of Greenville, 45-12. Liberty over top of LeBray, 34-14. And Rootstown over top of Southeast, 18-13. Cardinal over top of Cuyahoga Heights, 16-10. And Holy Name over top of Buckeye, 35-6. And General McLean over top of Fairview, 29-15. Perry over top of Geneva, 32-7. And I think that's it. For all of us here, I'm Ben Jarvie from Brooklyn. Your final score tonight, 35-14. Conneaut wins and moves to 7-2 tonight. Their season finale comes up next week. Their final home game at Joslin Field against the Harbor Creek Huskies. We'll see you there, 6:45 pregame and 7 o'clock kickoff next Friday night. From all of us here, drive safe, everyone. Enjoy your night. We'll see you next week on 1360 WOW.